by using the attacks of others. Of course they would. They know that since they can't match me in hand-to-hand combat, that they're going to try and resort to any other means as a way to claim victory. For all those gutless cowards, they'll try and stop at nothing to win. To which moments later, as we then see how both Platinum Cooler and Black Frieza were now shown combining their attacks and firing it off directly at Vegeta, it was just upon with the two now being shown having to do so where Platinum Cooler then went on to shout, "And don't dream of coming back to ever challenge us again. Yes, now die like your ancestors, Vegeta." "Oh, there's just no way," Gohan went on to shout. "Hurry and hang on, Piccolo." "Oh, damn those two. Quickly, Gohan, let's get the hell out of the area so that we may create a plan," Piccolo shouts. But even then, despite the gigantic attack that was now shown making its way towards Vegeta, by no means was Vegeta seemingly concerned whatsoever by this attack, as Vegeta from that point then went on to power up by responding, "Well, at least you both have decided to actually try and end my life, but even with your combined attacks which you have stolen, will stand no chance against the radiant energy of my destructive power, you little cowards. As if using one of my own attacks will help you in any kind of way on top of it. It was like I just said," Vegeta went on to power up by smirking. "All of this, all of your efforts of trying to destroy me are only making me stronger. The longer this goes, the more I thrive. And I haven't used this little move in a very long time, so prepare to be incinerated. As if I would ever allow myself to be obliterated by my own attack. Oh, how wrong you both were to assume that we'd remain the same as you remembered us being, Frieza. Your death, along with your cowardly brothers, will be on your conscience. The two of you could never possibly understand, especially you, Frieza. Now watch and I'll show you. And if you end up dying in the process, then you were never good enough to hold out against me anyways. Now watch this." In which from out of nowhere, the moment Vegeta was from there shown having to unleash his destructive Gamma Burst Flash, not only was Vegeta's attack now shown having to completely overwhelm both Cooler and Frieza's attack, but there was seemingly nothing that either Frieza or Cooler could do to prevent this attack from destroying them, as Black Frieza then went on to ask, what in the hell is this thing? It's tearing into our combined attacks. I'll keep pushing, Cooler, no matter how strong it is. That's what I'm trying to do, Cooler went on to quickly respond. We're losing ground here. His attacks are driving us back. What an incredible display of energy, Piccolo went on to chime in from the sidelines. Vegeta's Gamma Burst combined with the power of destruction has created a way for Vegeta's attack to shred right through Frieza and Cooler's combined attacks. Like it's almost being erased, with Cooler then quickly having to ask, what is this? His attack is tearing its way right towards us. Oh, we can't hold out like this much longer. It's going to smash its way right into us. Oh, we need to relinquish our hold and reform, with Black Frieza responding, no, damn it! There must be a way that we can tire him out and resist. We should be much stronger than he is, so why are we to flee? Continue to push and so that we may reverse his attack and use it against him. As I will not have this be what slows us down, Cooler. Are you insane? Then we'll both be risking our lives if we don't reform our strategy, Cooler went on to then respond. Let's mitigate the risk by using our supernovas to wipe out this entire solar system. He can't possibly be that strong to handle two of those at the same time. Also, what do we do now then, Piccolo, Gohan went on to ask. We can't be so certain that this will destroy them, so we've got to try and be on standby in case something were to call for us to step in. So what's your call here, with Piccolo responding, oh darn it, you might be right. Listen, split the Senzu Bean with me and wait on my signal here, Piccolo continues. If all else course, in case anything were to happen to Vegeta, then at least we'll be there to aid him in case something happens, so hurry. Oh, the force of this attack of his won't allow for my barrier to hold for much longer, Cooler went on to then continue. So we'll need to cancel his attack out immediately before responding. We'll need to use our Novas against him at full power and nothing less, you hear me? Oh, like hell we are, Frieza went on to then quickly respond. I'll send this back to him at any cost so that he may die by the hands of his own attack. So now keep pushing and don't cancel the barrier out. Oh, listen to me, Cooler went on to then shout. Now is not the time for you to fight from a position of ignorance and pride, Frieza. We'll use the barrier and smash right back into him with our planet destroyers, with Frieza agreeing by responding, oh, fine, then hurry. It's amusing to see you both struggle while also fighting for your lives, Vegeta went on to then quickly chime in. Can you stop it? Can you prevent yourselves from being destroyed? It hurts knowing the truth of what you've always feared would happen, isn't that right, Frieza? How ironic is it that you once ruled with absolute fear only to now be shown cowering in terror before my power? I am going to take my time with you so that you may feel exactly what we felt so many years ago, you coward. To which seconds later, as a gigantic explosion was now seen taking place in the distance, that was when Vegeta went on to then continue. How does it feel, Frieza? How does it feel knowing that no matter what it is that you try and do, that you will never win? I've shattered through your illusions of invincibility only to show you both how vulnerable you truly are. So now what are the two of you going to do? You are left with nothing to show for your efforts of stopping me, and you know it. You have no idea of the amount of torture that I had to put myself through in order to become the man that I am at this very moment in time, you tyrant. And here you thought that by recruiting your long-lost brother would that only further your plans of destroying us, is that it? Yes, well think again, because whether it's you or your brother, nothing will stop me from sinking my teeth into your throats. But then, it was only from behind the smoke with two gigantic energy spheres now being shown hovering above the ground where Cooler went on to respond, except you only went and made one very crucial mistake along the way, you barbarian. And that is that we made sure to prepare for almost any and all scenarios that may plague us both before coming here, Frieza went on to respond, even if it meant giving up a part of who we are in our lives in order for us to make sure that we wouldn't be broken, Vegeta. What? It can't be. Those bastards found a way to nullify my attack at the expense of sacrificing something as a means to cancel it out, didn't they? They must have. It's the only possible explanation. You can thank both Moro and Broly for their combined barrier attributes that allowed for me to hold out against your destructive attack, Vegeta. Although it may have taken a bit of energy out of me, Cooler continues, I'll have no doubt that I'll be able to get it all back once I drain you of every drop of power that your pathetic body has. You may be stronger than me right now, but with the ability for me to adapt just like a Saiyan, it'll only be a matter of time before I surpass you, Saiyan. So, think you can stop these? With Black Frieza chiming in, that's right, Destroyer Monkey. Do you think that you can hold out and stop these? What a fine ending to your life, along with every life on this planet, just as it was on your dirty homeworld planet Vegeta, am I right? And you should already remember that we can survive in space, Frieza continues. So even if this planet were to be destroyed along with you in the process, my brother and I will find a way. Yes, and there can only be room for one, Cooler continues, and that very space that me and my brother occupy has no extra space for the likes of you. Aw, what's wrong? Frieza went on to ask. Poor old God Monkey is scared of losing his family? As you should, Vegeta, because this attack isn't only meant for you and you only, oh no. Far from it, in fact. Tell him, Frieza, with Frieza responding, yes, that's right, Destroyer Monkey. This here is meant to be our parting gift to your beloved planet Earth, which means that you, your friends, your family, your allies, your children, everything you know and hold dear to your heart will be destroyed, and there is nothing that you can do that will will change that. Just as it was when I slaughtered your pathetic people. Yes, it's time, so let's crush him for good, Frieza! Now disappear forever, just like the rest of your people, Cooler went on to shout. Yes, to the end of your miserable little world, along with the end of your life, once and for all, Saiyan! To which even then, despite both supernovas being shown making their way down towards Vegeta, that was when Vegeta had gone as far as to stick his arms out by shouting, as if I would actually stand around and allow for the two of you to do it. Well, go on then and watch as I tear right through you. Oh, we can't let this happen. It's now or never, Piccolo, Gohan went on to quickly cut in. They'd be too busy to see us coming from behind, so we've got to jump in and help Vegeta, otherwise they'll find some kind of a way to either wear him down or just simply destroy him. This is our only window of opportunity, with Piccolo responding, oh, well, Vegeta can scream at us later once we're done helping him. So let's move in quickly and quietly so that way they don't see us coming. With Vegeta cutting in, this is nothing but a temporary obstacle. Do you hear me, you clowns? I've chosen to walk down the path of a destroyer for a reason, and that is to become the strongest that I could ever be, Vegeta continues. No fear, no emotions, no pain, only destruction. And that is all I see when I look at this, when I look at you. Girl, why isn't our attack budging? Frieza went on to quickly ask. He's holding it back and preventing the attack from colliding. But that's not possible. We need more power, Cooler. Oh, damn this Saiyan. Just what is he? Why is he this difficult to destroy? Oh, we need to hit him with more, Frieza. You could never destroy the Prince of Destruction, Vegeta then went on to shout. I am the strongest Saiyan to ever live. Oh, words cannot describe the hatred that I have for you, Vegeta. Your defiance only fuels my rage that much more. Now again, Cooler. More power until he is crushed beneath the weight of his own failure. Even if we have to launch hundreds of them into that monkey, then we'll do it. So let's hurry. I don't care how strong this primate thinks he is. There's no way that he'll be able to hold out much longer. He's the most troublesome of the bunch, so let's end him already before he tries something against us again. Either his body will break or his spirit will, so let's hurry. Oh, listen to me. If by some chance he is able to hold this back, Frieza went on to continue, then create another supernova and launch it down directly under his feet so that the planet explodes along with him in it. Bro, just remember the plan in case this doesn't work. You know what we have to do, Cooler responds. Oh, that's only if we need it, so now launch the damn novas into him now! To which upon Cooler and Frieza now being shown launching an additional 2 supernovas right into the one that they initially launched towards Vegeta, that was when Piccolo went on to shout, Gohan, hurry, there's our window! But even then, Vegeta was still resisting, as Frieza was dumbfounded by the fact that Vegeta was still holding his own, with Frieza responding, what? It's not moving. He's still holding the novas in place, but that's just impossible. No, damn it, no! Yes, now what was that supposed to be? Is that it? Vegeta went on to question. This struggle only sharpens my focus for once I break through your attempts of destroying me, and when I do, I am going to shred you, Vegeta went on to continue. There is nothing that either of you can do that will work. Wait, that energy, Vegeta went on to question, is that... Oh, God, no. But why? Do not intervene, Vegeta shouts. But then, it was only just now from behind Cooler and Frieza where multiple energy blasts were now shown raining down upon them, as Orange Piccolo went on to shout, now go on, now keep firing and don't stop. Hang on, Vegeta, we're right there with you, Beast Gohan shouts. We aren't going to let you do this alone out there, with Frieza quickly responding, oh, it's the Namekian and the other Saiyan. Curse those little worms, they waited to corner us. Oh, damn it, then you know what we have to do, Cooler went on to then address Frieza by telling him, him. The entire situation is extreme, and the only way out of this is if we run with our final plan. It's that or death. We have no other choice, and so we have to use it if it means ensuring our survival, Frieza. I'd rather die 1,000 times over before I'd ever have either of you help me, Vegeta then went on to continue to shout. I don't need your help, and so now stay out of my way. These two are mine, do you hear me? Mine and mine alone, so now get out of the way right now. And as for the two of you, this is where it all comes to an end. That can't be. He's lifting them above his head. He's pushing our attacks right back, Frieza says, with Cooler responding, oh, Frieza, listen carefully. Whatever it was that Vegeta did to reach this level is further proof that our individual powers are no match for him like this. We have no choice but to combine our strength if we want to crush them all for good. This is not a matter of choice anymore, Frieza. It's a matter of necessity. We must fuse to have any hopes of destroying them once and for all the way it should be. Oh, but it's way too soon to use the Potara's, Frieza went on to respond. They were never intended to be used on just one person. They were meant to be used against either their fusion or against Lord Beerus. Oh, curse them all. Listen, if we hope to maximize our combined power, then we must maintain perfect synchronization and control. Any deviation could result in our untimely defusion, Frieza went on to continue. In our merged state, we must transcend our individual limitations and push beyond the boundaries of what we thought were possible, understand? Bro, our fusion is a gateway to unparalleled strength, Cooler continues. So we must tap into our combined potential and push beyond our limits to far eclipse the Saiyan once we do. So we have to use them now or we'll die. And to destroy Vegeta along with those other runts at once, we must harness the raw energy that is coursing through our bodies and transcend to unprecedented levels of power. Let's curse that Vegeta. I hate that Saiyan with every ounce of my very being, Frieza went on to then chime back in. I can't believe that we have to
Yes, we're down on man from the start, so it's not looking good already. Well, like I said, it's not looking good already, man.
You found a power key. Go slot it. What's the big idea?
Rip. Like, bro, we already down a player. You won the match, basically. Or you gotta put a freaking Cyberman down.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme
Her ass.
Finally, you. You all right? I owe you one. Flying Nimbus.
So we can make it out of here. At my level 1 yet.
Let's see what the Namek and his little friends are capable of. Well, well, what a nice spot. That's a new power key. Place it now.
It's just gonna come here, man.
Hey, great. You found another power key. Use it quick.
There.
Oh, man. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Farmer's gun.
Go now. Slip out those fools. Got it. I'll take over. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
He's about to get his grade 8 for him.
We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Escape time machine will pop if no one saves these guys.
Who wants to die next? Flying Nimbus!
You better give me a ride.
Actually, maybe the thing might show up here. I don't know. But we lost this match.
The escape time machine's ready to launch. Ignore the power keys. Get out of there. There's a beacon where the blue light is. Do you see it? Head that way fast. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
I try to save you, homie. Don't worry.
Flying Nimbus!
It's okay. I tried to save the Mandem. Going down with the ship.
Oh, where did all that bravado go?
The Broly's, they're super annoying, man. I just want to fight them in real life. Like, stop picking Broly, dog.
Resort to using these so soon? Fine, then we'll immobilize his dogs first and then we'll go right back to Vegeta directly. We don't have another pair, so we must not lose these. To which, upon Cooler now being shown placing one of the earrings on his ear, we were indeed now gearing up and getting ready to see their fusion actually happen. As Cooler went on to continue, remember to show no mercy on that worm, so let this be our ultimate rebirth as the strongest entity in the universe. Now hurry, our supernovas are about to collide into us. In which, upon the very moment right before the supernova was then shown slamming right into them, that was when Piccolo went on to chime in. Hey, what's going on down there? I can't see a thing. Where's that light coming from? Oh no, Gohan, quickly brace yourself. Their attacks are about to crash right into them. To which, moments later, as a gigantic explosion was now seen taking place, that was when Beast Gohan then went on to chime back in by responding, Goes, what power? But it looks like we got them. They couldn't have possibly found a way to escape, especially not after we kept our eyes on them the entire time. Also, I'm hoping that Vegeta did it, with Piccolo responding, well, I hope that for your sake that you're actually right. What a ridiculously explosive power. Hey, wait, Piccolo, do you feel that too? Frieza and Cooler's energy has just suddenly vanished. Did they escape, or were they caught in the explosion below? With Vegeta chiming in, oh damn those idiots up there. I never needed their help against those two, but I don't sense their energy in the sky anymore. It's completely vanished. Hold on, did it really work? There's something up there deep within the smoke, Vegeta went on to analyze. I no longer sense two energy signatures coming from them, but instead, I'm only now sensing one, a much bigger energy than before. Did one of them perish while the other gained their power? Or maybe, wait a second, could it really be? With Piccolo asking Gohan, do you sense that coming from the smoke too? I do, and that power that I'm sensing is way stronger than what Frieza and his brother were, so you don't think that maybe? But then, it was only from out of nowhere as an entity was now shown dashing right towards them, where Piccolo went on to shout, what in the world is that? Oh no, Piccolo, but it was already too late, because it was only just as two thunderous shockwaves were now shown having to occur from above Vegeta, as Gohan and Piccolo's body were now being shown flying right back down towards Vegeta. That was when Vegeta quickly went on to respond, whoa, what the hell is that behind the smoke? Piccolo and Gohan's energy just suddenly tanked, and they're headed right for me, but how? What happened? To which, upon Piccolo and Gohan now being shown crashing on down to the ground and also being shown reverting back down to their base form, that was when Vegeta went on to continue, how were they just taken out so quickly like that? That couldn't have been Frieza or Cooler who did this. You know, for a puny little Saiyan such as yourself to have found a way to transcend beyond the power of the gods and enter into the realm of the divine is truly baffling to me, an ominous voice went on to respond to Vegeta, especially when considering the history that you and I both share, Vegeta. Your late acclaim as being the prince of an extinct race should have been extinguished a very long time ago, Saiyan. You were never meant to get this far in your life, though I will admit that this destructive power that you harbor is quite impressive. But it won't be enough, for we will obliterate you and leave no trace behind. With Vegeta responding, we? Oh, I should have known that this would happen. They couldn't have possibly perfected the fusion dance so quickly without getting blown right out of the damn sky. Oh, which means that they must have had a pair of Potaras on them this entire time. Oh, come on out and show yourself, you cowards. I'm not scared of you. Oh, but you should very much be afraid indeed, Saiyan. We never intended on using the Potaras on a weakling like you, but since you have become a much bigger problem than we expected for you to be, well, here I am. You should be extremely afraid of what you see standing before you, Vegeta. With the combined power and infinite potential from both Frieza and Cooler coursing through my body, you will be reduced to nothing more than a distant memory, Saiyan. And for the record, since this is only our second time joining bodies, you can refer to me as Supreme Emperor Kuliza. And I hope that you are ready for the amount of blood that you are about to spill all over this planet, because now that I am reborn, I will make sure that you pay dearly for everything you did to me. As with Goku now going as far as to put into question as to what Takira had just told him, it was only just before the two were then shown engaging where Goku went on to respond, "To awaken the angel side of my power by undergoing a celestial metamorphosis." Well, I don't know what it is that you're talking about exactly, but it's clear to me that you are able to see something that I don't, Goku says. But whatever that may be is something that I guess we'll have to come across when we get there, because what you currently see on the surface is my all, Takira. And whatever it is that you are looking to draw out of me isn't something that I'm all too concerned with, because my main focus is to beat you by any means, and that's exactly what it is that I plan on doing. With Takira responding, "Your naivety only goes to show that you still cling on to the limitations of this mortal form without even realizing that there's something else beyond it. And as impressive as this primal power of yours is, you have grown too complacent, content with your current level of power without seeing the bigger picture. But needless to say, I am only interested to battle you solely due to what I see," Takira continues. "And if what I assume to be true does not come into fruition, then I will finish you off and be done with you for good. Your failure to evolve beyond this primal power will be your undoing." As Whis went on to then further address the Grand Priest then by asking, "Tell me, Grand Minister, Takira is aware and has seen what we've seen come from Goku too, hasn't he?" "Yes, in fact, he knows," the Grand Priest responds. "I assume that the mortal truly hasn't been made aware of the level that goes beyond Ultra Instinct. If he fails to find a way to match Takira in battle without evolving, then his defeat is without a doubt inevitable by the very end of all of this," with Whis responding, "And so based on what you've seen along with everything that you already know and the mastery that you have over Ultra Instinct, what do you think that Goku will need to do in order for this to come true?" with the Grand Priest responding, "Well, the most important thing to make note of is that Son Goku was not born an angel, and being an angel is not a state that can be attained through training or sheer willpower. However, even though he could never know what it's like to be an angel, does not mean that he doesn't have the ability to reach higher levels of angelic power in allowing for him to dwell as one. Being a mortal grants those the gift of growth, change, and the ability to transcend one's limitations into reaching new heights," the Grand Priest continues. "But to assume the mantle of an angel's true power, relative and comparable to the 12 angel attendees who watch over the multiverse, would require for Goku to fully eclipse his mortal existence. There is a reason on why the four who rank under me are unable to grasp the true nature of what Ultra Instinct is," the Grand Priest continues, "and that is because their spirit is not where it needs to be in order for them to reach such levels, with the closest being Takira. But even he does not have what it takes to maintain a calm spirit. Goku, however, does. The first of his kind, in fact, to reach such power, which is likely why Takira has taken an interest in Goku. It's his potential and the nature of his warrior spirits that has piqued everyone's attention. Goku will need to synchronize both his energy and his spirits with the flow of the multiverse, channeling its boundless potential beyond just the physical realm in elevating his mind, body, and spirits into a higher realm of existence, the realm of the angels, to which as soon as Takira was now shown emanating a strange glow around his body, Goku had immediately gone as far as to notice something very unusual, as Goku from there went on to respond, "What an enormous energy. It feels like his power is constantly shifting, making it difficult to pinpoint the nature of his true strength. Almost multi-dimensional in a way," Goku continues. "Yeah, there's no doubt that he's concealing himself, but I can't chance it," with Goku then shouting, "Well, if it's alright with you, Takira, I'll go ahead and make the first move here and see what comes out of it. So you ready? By all means, Son Goku, go ahead and try as you'd like, and I will show you on why none of it will matter," with Yoshido chiming in, "Well, you're in for it now, Goku. You better hope that whatever you do here works works, cause you're finished here, with Goku gearing up and having to unleash his first attack with Akuma responding, and I refuse to accept any other outcome that comes from this if Takira doesn't pulverize the Saiyan into the ground. Oh, the difference between them is already made clear to us, so the odds of this Saiyan pulling out of this with a victory are 0, and everyone knows it. So he knows that if he can't outmuscle and overpower his way to victory, Budo went on to then chime in, that he's going to try to either throw Takira out or make him submit, which isn't going to work no matter how badly he tries to make it happen. Yeah, well, unlike the two of you, Yoshido responds, the Saiyan didn't beat me, so I'd start taking bets here if I were you, cause this one is going to be very entertaining to watch. Fine, Goku then quickly went on to respond, then stay right where you are and don't move, Takira. To which seconds later, the moment we then see how Goku had gone as far as to unleash a barrage of invisible force punches directly towards Takira was when Takira then went on to respond, as I thought you would, none of these will work against me. I know what you're trying to do because I can already see into what your next move is going to be before you go ahead and make them, Goku. Getting me to take the bait you've laid out will only ensure your destruction in the long run, Takira continues. I know you're looking for a weakness, but you won't find any, with the startled Goku responding, wait, so it's really true? He could really read into what I'm going to do before I do it? Oh, well, that's not good. His foresight ability will likely disrupt my usual battle strategy, which means that I'll have to think of something else and fast, too. Let's see how many more of those he can take before I can get him to make a move so that way I can study his fighting pattern, Goku says. To which upon Goku now being shown having to increase his speed ever so more, that was when Whis went on to chime in, and I see what Goku is trying to do down there, but he's also leaving himself wide open for Takira to attack, which is something that he must not allow to have happen, especially not now. Oh, stay focused, with the Grand Priest responding, well, even though Goku's battle with Takira will by no means be an easy one, Takira's foresight ability comes from the culmination of his wisdom, battle experience, and heightened sense of perception, allowing for him to see almost everything unfold before it even happens, the Grand Priest says. That, of course, and many other things that wait for this Saiyan, to which upon Takira now being shown having to tank each and every single one of Goku's attacks, it was only just as he was now shown doing so where Takira went on to comment, you aren't going to get very far like this if you expect to find any sort of opening for you to exploit, Goku. While your Ultra Instinct grants you incredible reflexes, my foresight and anticipation abilities encompass a much broader spectrum of perception, leaving no room for you to do anything that will help save you unless I allow for it to exist, Takira continues. These attempts of getting me to break are as pointless as your efforts to fight me while solely relying on your current power. That ring that was displayed briefly during your battle against Yoshido, that is the power that I want you to use, Takira continues, because anything less than what I saw will get you nowhere. Now stop that, Takira went on to address Goku by telling him, you are only starting to annoy me the longer you continue to rely on such feeble attacks as your crutch, Goku. As it was from out of nowhere upon Takira now being shown grabbing onto Goku's hand before Goku could even process as to what he had done, even the others who were shown having to spectate this battle had gone as far as to address the issue with Akuma having to chime in. Did the three of you just see what Takira just did? Not only did he move right into grabbing the Saiyan's arm to stop him from attacking, but he did it in such a way that the mortal didn't even see him coming, with Goku having to then ask, how are you able to move that fast? I couldn't even track your movements before you grabbed me, with Takira responding, you should really stop talking and concentrate more on drawing that power of yours out while I'm still giving you the chance to do it, Son Goku. Oh, so what's Takira on about, Yoshido went on to question. Why does he care so much about whether or not the mortal has more power to him or not? It's a little strange. Oh, it's likely due to the fact that Takira has never been challenged by a mortal like the Saiyan before, Akuma went on to chime in, and so he likely wants to get as much out of this while he can to see if Goku is worth the fight or not. In which upon that very moment, as Goku was now shown winding his leg back right before having to initially go for a kick, that was when Goku then went on to shout, oh, not a chance! There's got to be some kind of way to break through your guard and beat you! There are none, Takira went on to quickly respond, and I'm starting to wonder on where that power of yours is that I'm looking for if it hasn't revealed itself against me thus far. Perhaps the reason on why you haven't used it yet is because you'd need to be in dire circumstances in order for it to manifest onto the surface again. He didn't even flinch, Goku went on to quickly respond. Oh. Well, whether this power that you are looking for comes out or not, my determination knows no bounds, and so I'll keep fighting you until the very end, no matter how hard I'd have to try. But then, it was only just within the moment as Takira went on to quickly respond by kicking Goku in the stomach, where Takira then went on to respond, "Then you'll die trying, Son Goku. You may have surpassed countless enemies in your past, but against me, you are simply outclassed in every possible way. You were able to make it this far in your life as being someone who was able to overcome the odds, but I am unlike anyone that you have ever faced before, Goku. And so now maybe this ought to be what opens your eyes." To which within that very moment, as Takira's one singular kick was now shown being so effective that it not only had gone as far as to cause Goku in flying out into the distance, but even while he was now shown doing so, that was when Yoshido went on to shout, "Whoa! Bullseye, baby!" "Oh dear, he's headed towards the void," the Grand Priest responds. "Oh, Goku, no! Hurry and pull yourself together before you are kicked out of the ring," Whis went on to then quickly shout, to which even despite Goku's very best in trying to do what he can to maintain himself within the ring, where Goku from that point then went on to respond, I can't stop it! What just happened?" "That puny little mortal is as good as done," Budo went on to chime in. "The force of that attack is about to send him off the stage," with Yoshido chiming in, "I tried to warn you, Saiyan, but hey, it's your funeral." "Oh, come on, don't fall out. I can't stop it." To which the moment Goku was from that point then shown having to lose his grip and now making his way off the stage, where Akuma then went on to comment, "And there he goes, up and out of the ring just like that. Good riddance, damn mortal. Oh no, I lost my grip on the stage. And he's out of there," Yoshido went on to quickly shout. Well, that was much faster than I expected it would go, but little did Yoshido know that Goku was in fact still hanging onto the stage, because with Goku now trying to assess on how he's going to approach Takira, it was only as he was trying to figure out a plan where Goku went on to comment, "Oh, damn it, I have to hang on. I'm slipping. Oh crap, I've got to go back in. Oh, I've got to focus. He threw me off and I can't let him ring me out like this. I'm having trouble locking onto his energy after that. Oh, come on. There, I've got a lock, so now's my chance." But even then, little did Goku know that Takira was already on the move, as Takira went on to whine his fist on back by responding, "You are running on borrowed time here, Goku. Your speed and power mean nothing when I can foresee your every move before you make it," Takira continues. "Your every move has already been seen and countered in advance," with Yoshido chiming in, "Oh, this Saiyan's crazy and I honestly love to see it, but Takira should just forget about trying to see that mortal's celestial potential and just end his life already, right? Am I right?" To which upon Takira now being shown having to once again punch Goku directly in the ribs, there was seemingly nothing that Goku could have done now to avoid the inevitable from happening, as Takira then went on to continue, "I already know where you'll be and what you'll do before you even try and do it, Goku." Well, this sure must be tough to watch, I'd imagine, the Grand Priest went on to chime in. Well, as good as Goku is, he just simply isn't ready for someone like Takira, especially not like this, not without something more to help him. Oh, he deserves every bit of this for thinking that he could contest against the five of us, as primitive as this Saiyan is, Budo went on to then respond. "Well, I don't see that halo around his neck like I did before," Yoshido quickly went on to respond, "so I guess we can safely say that this fight is done. So should we head back to our respective worlds now, or just wait a little while longer? What's the verdict here?" with Akuma responding, "Well, he's still squirming around down there, so the fight isn't over until Takira says it's over, but I can only guess that Takira is still trying to give this creature a chance to prove him wrong, except he won't. He's as good as dead," with Primal Goku then going as far as to now say to himself, "This guy is a nightmare to battle, and I think he may have broken a few of my ribs just now, but I don't understand how someone can be this strong, but no matter how bad the situation ends up being, I'll need to trust my training along with my instincts if I hope to turn the tides on this guy. Oh, which leaves me with no other choice," Goku says, to which upon Goku now slowly being shown getting back up, even despite his entire body now being shown shaking, that was when Goku went on to address Takira by then telling him, "Alright, well, maybe you're a lot tougher than I thought you'd be going into this, which really baffles me since I'm already struggling to keep myself together here with what you just did, but I still want you to know one thing, Takira. I've dedicated my entire life along with giving everything that I have to always fight for a better tomorrow. Whether it was for me or for the sake of others, I cannot let my efforts go to a waste," Goku continues. Now, I'm not sure on what kind of power you're looking to get out of me here, but if there's one thing that I do know, it's that no matter what the situation calls for me to do, I'll do it. Even if it means giving it everything that I have in order to get it done, Goku continues. I only ever wanted to test myself against the best, and I got exactly what I asked for when I met the four of you outside of the Grand Priest, but just know that even if my back's against the wall, I'm not backing down, and so if it's power that you want, then that's exactly what you're about to get, Takira. I might still have a long way to go, but I'm not leaving this realm until I have proven to you and to myself on exactly why I belong among the best of you, to which upon Takira now being shown sticking out his arm, that was when Takira went on to respond, "As if you think that your Kamehameha will make any sort of difference in this battle, Son Goku. Go ahead and put as much power into your attack as you'd like and fire, I won't move." To where it was only just as Goku was now shown charging up for a massive Kamehameha where Takira then went on to continue, "You have already lost and you haven't even realized it yet. I will break you, Son Goku." To which it was only within that very moment, as soon as Primal Ultra Instinct Goku was from there shown firing off his full-powered Kamehameha directly at Takira, where the Grand Priest went on to chime in, "Ah yes, Goku's signature Kamehameha technique. Yes, well, as impressive as this attack is, though, I'm not too sure if it'll hold up very well against Takira here," as Whis went on to chime in, "Well, and as much as I hate to admit this, but I'm afraid that you are right. Goku will need to exert much more power if he plans to try and blast Takira off the tournament stage." And I second that, Grand Minister, Yoshido went on to then respond. I mean, think about it, right? That Saiyan hasn't even had the chance to lay a hand on Takira, so what makes anyone think that this Meha Kame, whatever it's called, attack of his is going to even work on Takira? Not a chance here, with Budo then having to ask, "Oh, but why is Takira just standing there and welcoming his attack like this?" To which within that very moment, surprisingly enough, as Goku's entire Kamehameha was now shown swallowing Takira whole, where Akuma then went on to respond, "It connected." And Takira didn't even bother to move out of the way or avoid the blast either, so what's he planning here? Wait, hold on, you don't think that the Saiyan is trying to force Takira out by blasting him off the stage now, do you, Yoshido asks? Well, because, well, that's what it looks like he's trying to do. No, it's more than likely that he is, Akuma responds, but I doubt it'll work in the mortal's favor. Takira would already know what the Saiyan is trying to do if his goal is to blow him off the stage here, as surprisingly enough, that was when Takira went on to reach out to Goku by responding, "I want you to know that no matter how hard you try and no matter what lengths you are willing to go to, you will never be able to overcome my power, especially not in this current state and especially not with that attack." With Goku then having to respond, What the heck? Where the hell is he talking to me from if he was caught in between my blasts? Now allow me to show you the difference in our power, Son Goku, for daring to challenge a being that exists on a plane far beyond your mortal comprehension. Now watch and observe, to which from out of nowhere now within the middle of Goku's Kamehameha, there appeared to have been some kind of an invincible attack that was now making its way in striking Goku, as Goku then went on to ask, What is that? Your failures are proof of the insurmountable gap that separates mortals from gods, Takira went on to then respond. Our strength comes through the knowledge we've gained through our experience in every single battle that we've waged throughout our time as the strongest, so will this be what triggers you into awakening this hidden power, or will you simply crumble under the weight of yet another failed attempt of besting a being who is far superior than you? I see what he did, the Grand Priest then went on on to respond, and luckily for Goku, he was holding back as well. How is it that you find yourself on the very precipice of angelic power, yet your mortal boundaries are what's keeping you from fully stepping foot and entering into the realm of the angels? Takira asks. You may have been able to fight your way into beating Budo and Akuma through traditional means, but you are still very far from surpassing them. And if you fail to surpass them along with Yoshido, then what makes you think that this primal level of yours will be any match for the likes of me, Son Goku? Your failure to halt my attack is what will seal your fate if you aren't going to transcend, Takira continues. So now what are you going to do if the power that is required to rival me eclipses you, Son Goku? To which all of a sudden within that moment, as Goku was from that point then shown having to scream before collapsing on down to the ground, was when Whis went on to then shout, "Oh no, Goku's hurt and he's hurt bad. Oh, no matter how tough this gets, do not waver, Goku. Even in the face of adversity, you cannot afford to give up now." As Budo then went on to shout, "Oh, I oppose. Just accept your fate already and die, Saiyan." Goku's power is starting to decline and fast, the Grand Priest then responds. And I'm afraid Takira is simply too much for the Saiyan to
Alright,
contend
guys,
with
we
on his
got,
own like this unless he were to
match.
call for a lifeline.
Should start in about a minute or two.
Takira is a student of the game, as are the rest of the mightiest, only Takira here is on a far different level altogether, to which upon Takira now being shown having to look down on Goku, that was when Takira went on to respond, "Is it all starting to make better sense to you now, Goku? I have seen this before. I have experienced similar pain just as you are experiencing right now before as well. Yet I don't see that ring around your neck as it was when you battled Yoshido. Why is that?" Takira asks. "You should use this moment to gather your strength and strategize against me, only I would hope that you would do it while wielding that very power that I am looking for." "But I don't understand," Goku went on to then respond. "How can I transcend beyond my current level and unleash the true potential of Ultra Instinct if I already did what Whis had wanted me to do? I already combined the greater sum of both my angelic training and my Saiyan nature into creating one singular power, and so what more is there? You talk about this halo or ring that it appeared around me, but I didn't notice any changes taking place while within the heat of battle."
Wake up. Torture's no fun if I can't hear you scream.
Yo, Terrence, are these your friends?
Can you hear me? It's Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots. I'm grateful.
All right.
Suffice to say, I was tied up for a bit longer than I would have liked. Make some room, you're blocking the view.
Flying Nimbus! You found a power key. Go slot it.
Breeze is about to get his level 2.
That's a new power key. Place it now. Flying Nimbus!
coming right for me, like usual.
Great! You know what to do with that key.
Thank you so much.
We just missed those key blasts from him.
Someone help me. You really want to save me?
Flying Nimbus! Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
We got a level 2 and we found the key. Top 10. That's good. Oh, he's gone flying right now.
Great! You know what to do with that key.
Well, I set 2 keys. I found 1 key, so I did my part.
Startup system from the central area.
Can't say I
Just
sold.
a little more to go, then you're done. An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
My level 3's down. We might have won this by the time machine. Because when Frieza comes here, we're just gonna beat his ass.
You've got all 7 Dragon Balls. Summon Shinron at the altar. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Be the sacrifice.
It shall be done. I will grant your wish.
System's under attack. It's dangerous. Tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Easy win.
What is this?
Good job, gang.
With Takira responding, you didn't notice any changes taking place because you were only tapping into the early stages of this hidden celestial power. To fully be able to use this angelic power, you must first delve deeper into the depths of your own consciousness, tap into your inner divinity, and go beyond the mortal realm which you currently dwell within now. You must synchronize your physical movements with the flow of the cosmos, further aligning your spirits with the celestial power of the multiverse in order for you to unleash your ultimate and true power, Takira continues. But even now, I am beginning to question this, especially since thus far you haven't shown a single sign of evolving against me, despite putting up your best efforts in trying to stop me. Was I mistaken, Takira questions? Was I wrong to see more within you than meets the eye, or do I still need to press a few more buttons in order for you to finally make this happen? When you lose, and you will have no more rematches to call for, so then what will you do when you realize that all of your efforts were for nothing? Oh, you just don't get it, do you? Goku then went on to quickly shout by lunging towards Takira. No matter how powerful you are, I will still continue to fight until I find a way to win. Of course you will, Takira went on to respond before having to grab onto Goku's punch. I'd expect nothing less from a warrior such as yourself. However, Goku, you will fail in the end, and it'll be all your fault as a result of it, Takira went on to knee Goku by then telling him, perhaps I was mistaken to have assumed that you'd have the ability and the inner strength to draw this dormant celestial power out and onto the surface against me. It's not because you refuse to do it, it's because you simply can't, Son Goku. That much is clear. You are an extremely fascinating creature, Saiyan, almost to the point where I am beginning to wonder if you are the only one of your kind who is like this, Takira continues. You are without a doubt the only mortal who was brave enough to want to contend against the five of us, even despite the several warnings that you were given to never proceed with such foolish intent to challenge us. And though I understand on why you wanted to carry out this request to begin with, was it worth putting your existence at risk for the sake of your foolish curiosity? I could dismember you on an atomic level, molecule by molecule, until there is nothing left of you but a distant memory in time, Takira continues. I commend your bravery along with your undying determination to never quit, but you'll need much more than guts and sheer willpower if you hope to overcome my power, Goku. Throughout my time, I was given the opportunity to battle against and train with angels long ago, far before your story was born. And just as it was with me, I had given you that same chance to show me that very power that you have lying dormant, but instead, you waste my time by limiting yourself to solely relying on this. You might have a noble heart, but the reality of your inadequacy will be what destroys you from within, Takira continues. The gap in our power is so vast that your mortal aspirations will never be able to bridge that divide unless you are able to transcend into a higher plane of existence, Son Goku. And if you cannot produce the fight that I came here to get out of you, then you will be destroyed. As Budo from that point then went on to shout, "What are you doing, Takira? Who cares about this dormant power of his when you can be done with him now?" Oh, why is Takira extending liberties to him? Akuma then went on to ask. The Saiyan's failures only highlight the insignificance of mortals when staring in the face of celestial might. So, what more is Takira able to see that is coming from him? As Yoshido went on to chime in, what more is Takira able to see that is coming from him? As Yoshido went on to chime in, I don't know what the heck is going on around here anymore, but I gotta say, I haven't had this much fun since the days when I was kicking kicking you and Budo around during our training. The combined nature of who you are as a Saiyan at your very core, along with the power of Ultra Instinct, is only but a mere glimpse of a much greater power that you have yet to comprehend. Prior to your battle with us, you were instructed to train with your angel in hopes of reaching such power to rival ours. Yet here you lie face down on the ground, incapable of grasping the magnitude of the situation that you are currently in. You continue to chase after greater levels of power, yet remain oblivious to the wisdom required to wield it. I only ever agreed to fight you so that I may see if you were truly worthy of being somewhat of an equal to us. And your lack of progress in truly evolving and entering into the realm of the angels only confirms your unworthiness to continue this any further, Takira continues. This is going to be your one and only warning moving forward. Either stay down or be destroyed. As with Goku now being shown struggling to get back up as the Grand Priest and Whis continue to observe, it was only during their observation where the Grand Priest went on to respond, since Son Goku is left to fend on his own, failure to answer the count of 10 will immediately result in Goku's elimination unless he calls for one of his 2 remaining lifeline perks to be used. Hold on one moment, Grand Minister, Whis went on to quickly respond. It would appear as though Goku is still moving down there, as it looks like he is struggling to fight to stand back up as Takira approaches. Oh, very interesting, the Grand Priest responds, and it appears like Takira isn't quite finished with Goku now that he's shown moving below, so we will wait and see what comes from this, since it looks as though Takira is looking to engage with the Saiyan again, in which all the while with Goku now shown struggling to stand back up as Takira approaches, that was when Takira went on to respond, "It doesn't surprise me to see you still fighting through the pain in order for you to rise back up and continue, but without the aid of a higher angelic power to face me with, you are finished. You are without a doubt the first mortal to ever come this far in challenging us," Takira went on to continue, "as you are also the first that I am able to see who harbors such angelic potential. However, the path of a true warrior is filled with both victories and failures, and your failure here comes solely due to your lack of understanding and awareness of that very power that you harbor. You will never be an angel by blood, Goku, that much I'm sure you already know, but what about reaching their power? It's the only reason on why I agreed to fight you," Takira continues, "and it was because I saw that very power coursing through you. I could destroy you at any moment that I choose, and I'm sure you know this as well, but I am giving you a chance to do whatever it is that you need to do in order to draw that power that I see sleeping within you out onto the surface so that I may have a worthy opponent to battle in you, Goku." But even then, it didn't seem as though the others were taking very kindly to this, as Budo went on to chime in, "Oh, so he's looking for a worthy adversary and wanting to draw this Saiyan's alleged potential out? But why? Because he's the first mortal to be shown wielding such strength? Who cares? He should be done with the puny creature so that this could end," with Takira continuing, "Budo, Akuma, and Yoshido are the strongest beneath me and the Grand Priest for a reason, Son Goku. You could never eclipse either of them unless you draw this celestial power out. You won't be able to throw me out of the ring or even dream of making me submit while only wielding this primal form of yours. And unless I'm wrong about you, then I will make sure that this battle between us no longer continues as I hand you your defeat. So I will ask you again, are you willing to rise back up and prove to me on why you are worthy to stand among us or not, mortal?" I will never, no matter the odds, quit while coming this far," Goku went on to respond, in which within that very moment, as soon as Goku's aura was now shown erupting with Goku jumping back into his primal Ultra Instinct form, that was when Yoshido went on to chime in by responding, "Whoa, and there the Saiyan goes again with his miracle attempts of trying to fight back again. I don't know if it was what Takira just said that ignited this fire of his that he's letting out, or if the mortal simply still believes that he could still win," with Akuma responding, "Oh, he wants the best out of this little worm, which is why he is still giving him a chance to try and fight back. Oh, this is unlike of him to consider," with Goku now being shown dashing back out towards Takira by shouting, "Maybe this ought to be worthy enough for you, Takira." "Unfortunately for you, Goku, it won't be," Takira went on to respond. "I already know exactly what you will do before you do it, and fighting with your pride will only ensure defeat." Oh, we'll see about that, Goku went on to then quickly respond by attacking Takira with. As Takira then went on to block off Goku's attacks by responding, this battle should serve as a reminder that there are forces in the multiverse that are far beyond the scope of mortal understanding. Embrace the truth of your mortal limitations if you can't transcend into a higher realm, and give up. With Takira then quickly shown having to counter Goku's attack by striking him in the face, with Yoshido responding, "Hey, do the rest of you see that there? Is it me, or is Takira starting to go for the mortal's vitals? Cause if Takira's starting to turn the pressure on, then that monkey man is finished." Oh, but it won't be. Not until Takira finds out if the Saiyan can do what he's asking of him or not, Akuma responds. "Maybe I was wrong about you, son Goku," Takira continues. "It seems as though your potential has been squandered due to your inability to see past your mortal ambitions. Perhaps you are nothing more than just a man who was lucky enough to find himself rubbing shoulders with gods," Takira continues. "And I believe that you had the capacity for greatness, Goku, which was why I wanted to fight you. But your inability to evolve beyond the mortal realm and into something far more for me to contend with is a profound disappointment. And if you aren't worthy to be called a rival, then what good is my time if I'm going to be wasting it on someone who isn't worth me trying against," Takira continues. To which, even despite Takira being shown having to drop Goku on down before having to stomp down onto his chest, where Goku then went on to say to himself, "Oh, this guy is way too sharp and way too strong for me to fight head on like this. How the heck do I do it? How is it that I'm supposed to evolve when I don't even know what the heck he's talking about?" Every battle that you found yourself being a part of has shaped the very fabric of your being, son Goku. But what about these? What about this one? You've broken through one barrier, but how about the other, Takira continues. The others may overlook you, but that is because they don't see your potential, but I do. Or at least I did. Only angels were ever strong enough to push me into becoming who I am, and my training with them has taught me many things, Takira continues. But what about you and yours? Did you truly take what your angel has given you in order for you to do the same as I have? Or did you simply overlook what was already in front of you? Takira went on to throw a punch by responding. Oh goodness, well, as much as I hate to admit this, Whis went on to chime in, but Takira is right. I never wanted to simply give Goku all of the answers to his problems, but to just simply guide him into getting them on his own. But he couldn't see what I saw, Whis continues. And it may also be because Goku is still new to wielding the power of the angels, but, well, we did all that we can do to help. To which, upon Takira now being shown unleashing a barrage of punches and inflicting massive amounts of damage to Goku, it was only just as Takira was now shown doing so where Yoshido went on to chime in. Yep, I think this fight's in the bag. Takira's moving so fast that even I can't seem to keep up with his speed. And if I can't see him coming, then that mortal is doomed," with Budo chiming in. "Yes, crush that Saiyan! He was only ever good enough to be acknowledged within the moment, and now that Takira has his number, he's done for. He should have listened to Whis and not stuck his nose in wanting to call us out for a battle." Well, I'm afraid that the disparity in our power when compared to Goku's, the Grand Priest went on to chime in, is rooted in the vastness of experience and knowledge that we've acquired over countless eons. And though powerful in his own right, Goku has yet to master the delicate balance of angelic and celestial harmonies. My power, as an example, comes as a result of my deep connection with the celestial realm and my ability to tap into the raw energy of creation itself. Goku, I'm afraid, has yet to understand this and reach this point in his life, the Grand Priest continues, which is why he is no match for Takira, nor worthy of being labeled as a worthy rival to Takira's power, with Whis responding, "Oh, please, Goku, don't let this be the end of your journey." To which, upon Goku now being shown having to be left defenseless and having half of his body now being shown dangling from the stage, was when Takira went on to respond, "I see nothing more coming from this mortal if he is unable to evolve any further than where he currently is, Grand Minister. You may count him down and out for this battle, for he has nothing left," with the Grand Priest responding, "Very well then, the countdown shall begin, and if Son Goku fails to answer the count of 10, shall be officially eliminated from the tournament," the Grand Priest says. To which, in the meantime, as this was shown happening, when then venturing on over to Earth and seeing as to how Cooleza was now finally confronting Master the Ultra Ego Vegeta, as with neither of the two being shown having to back down from the other, it was only upon Cooleza being shown addressing Vegeta where Cooleza went on to respond, "You have been a thorn in my side now for decades, Vegeta, and I truly hope that you've enjoyed your time as being the prince of a dead race of monkeys while it lasted. You don't appear afraid, which goes as far as to show me the influence that Lord Beerus has had on this evolution of yours," Cooleza continues, "but he will soon be dealt with after you. And just so we're clear, you do understand that your ability to try and separate my fusion by using your forced spirit fission won't work on me since I am much stronger than you now, right, Saiyan? So you can forget about trying to split our merger because you have no chance of winning. You primitive beast, can you even comprehend the power that you are up against right now? You couldn't even begin to dream to compare to me, monkey," with Vegeta responding, "And do you think that's supposed to scare me now that the two of you are one? If anything, this makes destroying you both now even more worth my while, especially if it means crushing two birds with one stone. Now doesn't it, Fusion? I don't need to separate your fusion in order for me to win. I have a few other tricks up my sleeve that I'm going to save for you. So you may be stronger than I am at the moment, but you know as well as I do that it'll only be a matter of time before I blow right past you and rip the two of you fools apart. Call it a battle of tenacity, if you will, Cooleza," with Cooleza being shown looking at his arm by responding, "Tenacity, you say? Yes, how interesting. Well, while you continue to ramble on in your own self-delusion, I'm more curious about what this body of mine can do and the amount of power that I can exert from it," Cooleza continues. "Since this would be the first time that we are forced to use this body in combat, correct me if I'm wrong, Vegeta, but the other half of your pathetic friends, including the guardian of this world, Dende, are all still up there, are they not? Well, I don't want any more of your little friends to get in our way during the course of our next and final battle. Do you understand? You and I are going to battle without any more of these leeches getting in our way," with Vegeta having to question, "Wait, what are you talking about? What are you going to do? There are none left to oppose you, so leave all of them on the lookout out of this and focus on me and me only, you coward. I'm the one you're after, right? So leave the rest out of this and fight me. You have no business getting the others involved if this is our battle," Vegeta went on to then continue. "You seem a bit confused by what I'm trying to do here, so allow me to make this as clear as I can to you, Vegeta. I am going to eradicate your allies, every last one of them, until there is not a trace of either of them left. Why? Because that is what I came here to do, to destroy you all, starting with yourself and Goku. I don't care about this planet or any of its pathetic creatures who live on it, and that so happens to include your friends. My goal is to make sure that none of you ever cross me ever again, and I will do what is needed to carry out this act, Vegeta," with Vegeta responding, "Why, you are just as big of a coward as Frieza was when he tried to destroy this planet when he was resurrected. You wouldn't dare. All you'll be doing is digging your grave much deeper if you try," Vegeta continues. "So now turn that ball of energy towards me and let's do it. Try and destroy me if you think you can, you weasel." But then, it was only during Vegeta's plea where instead he wanted Cooleza to attack him, where Cooleza instead had gone as far as to fire a gigantic energy blast towards the lookout, as Cooleza went on to respond, "I don't need to try because I'm going to destroy you sooner or later anyway, you barbaric little destroyer monkey. But not before those pests on the lookout die first as a measure of my plans falling in line, Vegeta." "Oh, damn it all, no!" Vegeta shouts, to which within that very moment, as a gigantic explosion was now seen in the sky with the entire lookout now being shown destroyed, it now looked as though Cooleza had taken initiative in catching on to something else, as Cooleza went on to continue, "You have no idea how badly this is going to end for you, Saiyan. And now that they're all dead, it's time that we clean those two up from below as well. They would have died sooner or later against us anyways," Cooleza continues. "Now do make sure to move out of the way because I want you as fresh as you can be when I rip you to pieces." And with Goku no nowhere to be found, and with Piccolo and Gohan dead along with the others, you are left all alone with no one to help you against me, Vegeta. This is the end. But then, it was only just before Kuriza could act on his promise in destroying both Piccolo and Gohan to where Vegeta had gone as far as to dash towards Kuriza by shouting, "Oh, like hell it's going to be! Not if you die first, you coward!" To which, as soon as we then see how Kuriza had gone on the defensive, that was when Kuriza went on to respond, "Well, well, well. You're actually willing to fight to save those rats from dying, huh? You will not be what decides our
over 10
fate,
minutes, can't find a match.
Vegeta. If it means getting you to fight me without resorting into going after those who aren't even involved, then I'll do it," Vegeta went on to then quickly respond. "You're not scared of what's about to happen, are you? Do the two of you have any idea on how fusion even works to begin with? Because I have faced countless enemies in my past who were just as foolish as you are to fuse, and guess what happened in the end, you freak? They were all destroyed," Vegeta went on to then shout by attacking Kuriza. "Slaughtered in battle just like you'll be, you spineless excuse for a warrior." Very interesting, but your past isn't anything to be proud of, Vegeta. You were never truly the one to ever lay claim over any major opposition whom you've faced before, Kuriza continues. Even when you had your moment to destroy Frieza when he returned, you still fell short of hitting your mark. You always depended on Goku and he always depended on you, but what are you both when you're not together? Vulnerable little ants beneath my foot is what the two of you are, Vegeta. You and your race of apes have foiled my plans of universal control for the last time, and I will not have either of you get in my way to stop me again. You think we didn't study you before we came onto this rock to take your life, Kuriza asks. We made sure that we did everything that we could to make sure that you and your friends never stop us again. Even if it meant temporarily injecting your DNA into our bodies to make sure that you all die, we did it. Your god of destruction will only be a god for so much longer until we get a hold of him, Vegeta. And once we do, then we will become gods of these worlds, not him. You should have died a long time ago, but I guess history had other plans for you and I, didn't it? I'm calling your bluff on this so-called ultimate power of yours, Kuriza continues, because just like you, it'll only shine within the moments before its fire completely dies. But even despite Kuriza being shown attacking Vegeta before having to proceed in throwing his body back down onto the ground, Vegeta even then, despite having to take such punishment, had refused to go down, as Vegeta went on to stop himself from crashing on down to the ground by responding, "Or so you would have thought, you freak. This power only amplifies my desire to tear your head clean off your body." Oh, his power just shot up, Kuriza went on to say to himself. But why? He should be starting to decrease despite the ability to heal himself slowly. So why isn't his power dropping back down? In which, before you know it, as soon as Mastered Ultra Ego Vegeta was then shown having to dash back up by punching Kuriza in the face, that was when Vegeta went on to shout, "What is your fusion compared to a true Saiyan warrior who fights alone? Who fights with the willingness to die on his beliefs while you resort to cowardice tactics? I could never be compared to the likes of you," with Kuriza responding, You little pest. You're forgetting that I am also getting stronger thanks to the serum that I've taken with your DNA in it. And this destroyer arrogance that you preach about must have been passed down onto you from Lord Beerus, since he acts and carries himself the exact same way, you dirty little monkey. But this time, I doubt that your body is going to be strong enough to hold out on these. And if they pierce through your flesh and tear you into pieces, then so be it, Vegeta. Since you're so tough and thirsty for battle, Kuriza continues, then choke on these, you animal. If you die, then you die. In which, upon that very moment, with Kuriza being shown firing down multiple death beams directly at Vegeta's body, even then, despite all of the tremendous punishment that Vegeta was enduring, that was when Vegeta went on to then say to himself, "Oh, these beams are too sharp, but I must fight." Just look at you struggle, destroyer monkey. You can't be crazy enough to believe that you could take much much more of this and survive, do you? Do you truly think you're invincible, Pride Monkey? Do you? I can do this all day, and sooner or later, your body will start to break and your house of cards will come crashing down, Vegeta. Resist as much as you'd like. You'll only be destroying yourself in the process, and I'm going to be right there soaking it all in as you crumble. To which, surprisingly enough, that was exactly what Vegeta was doing, as he was from that point shown making his way ever so closer towards Kuriza. As Kuriza went on to continue, not even Goku would have been this stupid to try and tank all of these and expect to walk away unscathed. But don't you worry, because when I end your life, his will be next. And with great pleasure too. To which finally, as Vegeta was shown having to get close enough in attempting to throw a punch, it had become fairly evident now that Kuriza was beginning to get the better of Vegeta. As Kuriza went on to continue, oh, what's wrong, Vegeta? Is my overwhelming power starting to irritate your precious god of destruction ego you've grown? I will do to you just as Frieza did on planet Namek before you were thrown in a hole to die. But the difference though will be that I will be taking my time with you. Yes, time. Time, which is something that you don't have much of, you dirty little slave monkey. To which, upon Vegeta's body now being shown having to hit the pavement below, that was when Kuriza went on to continue. Let this be the beginning, Vegeta. Let this be the beginning of the end and a warning to all those who dare to oppose me. Did you honestly believe that your race of Saiyan warriors were the only ones who could adapt and become stronger over time? Has history not taught you anything, Vegeta? You try time and time again, and where does it ultimately bring you? It brings you right back to square one, where you first started, Kuriza continues. You Saiyans are no different than Sorelians or any other race of slaves that exist in this universe, but soon, this will be my universe to rule over, and I will make the rules and carry them all out as I see fit, Kuriza continues to shout. No more Saiyans, no more Earthlings, no more Sorelians, no more gods of destruction, nothing. Only me, one rulership, one power, one army, and one supreme god king to rule over everything. Everything will be ours, Vegeta. Everything as you know it to be. Now, I'm rather curious on where Goku currently is as
Later
he's
match, I
fighting
didn't know
these
it.
so-called 5 strongest. There will be no 5 when all that will remain will be 2. Cooler and Frieza. And combined, there will only ever need to be 1. The only one that is needed. You are just a puppet, and your strings are slowly being cut without you knowing. But then, it was all of a sudden to the shock of Kuriza as he was beginning to hear Vegeta's voice come from below, where Vegeta went on to then respond, "Are you done yet or what? Because you're more annoying to listen to than Frieza was before he joined bodies with that stupid brother of his. You look a bit taken back, so what's wrong, Vegeta questions? Surprised to see me standing back up and ready for more? Good. That's the look that I wanted to see come from you. The look of confusion and dread. But just remember one thing, the longer this continues,
This game's
the
called Dragon Ball:
worse
The
this
Breakers.
will get for you. As with Goku now left dangling at the edge of the ring with seemingly no hope in sight, it was only as Goku was gazing down into the void where Goku went on to respond, "I don't understand. What more am I missing? I've given it my all, but even despite my best efforts against him, it's still nowhere near enough for me to win. So what am I neglecting?" Goku went on to ask himself. "I did all that I could do, even combining the nature of who I am into creating one power, but why is there still a barrier that limits my potential that I can't break through or even see?
Easy, level
I
3.
stood before the 5, giving them all that I have, and yet even now, my power still
you
pales in
finished it up. My bad,
comparison
guys.
to
I
its
swear I
second
needed this.
mightiest."
Like, why is this manga still playing? I see.
I apologize for the wait. Shall we begin round two? I certainly hope you feel honored. You're about to bear witness to my true and final form.
No more catchphrases. It's bats, really hard to see.
I suppose this place is safe.
Can't lie, I lost them. Still have a full team. I got 5 Dragon Balls. Waste the Dragon Change. Alright, 4. It's all good if your phone died. No worries, homie. Like I said, they still have a solid team. To get my level 4.
Well then, let's begin, shall we?
I will not tolerate failure.
Start eliminating these guys. Power Dragon fizzled me. One more. Hopefully they don't steal it from me.
I will not tolerate
They still don't
failure.
find the key. There's 5 of them left. Found it. Thought it was gonna come right out there.
This is it. After image.
Nice damage. Nice damage.
I will not tolerate failure.
I made you a promise, didn't I? I said you would experience a dread like no other.
All you can do is talk shit. Let them plant the key.
Wait. I've seen this one somewhere before. Yes, I'm certain.
Yep, I have I need to get one more Dragon Ball from them. I have 6. And there's 3 level 3s.
Make me immortal!
Just making sure it's not one of these guys. In here. Someone's hiding behind there. That vanish kick, fake death is annoying. But I can't get him. To get rid of this guy.
Don't disappoint.
actually trying it. They stole the Dragon Ball. I need to put as much pressure as on as possible. Oh, this is your pre-made, homie? I didn't even know.
Consider it done.
You gonna make it? Ooh. You're getting me, guys. The best thing for me to do is back up and shoot my Ki Blast so they don't vanish kick me. Remember, they have to kill me. I already destroyed the time machine.
I made you a promise, didn't I? I said you would experience.
Got 50 seconds left. We still have area destruction. They're coming after me. GG's. You guys were close, but not close enough.
You're no match for me.
No match for me. That's why I always keep a little secret in my back pocket. I got tricks up my sleeve too, homie. GG's, guys.
And if he's this powerful already, then I'm no match for the Grand Priest like this. And if he's this powerful already, then I'm no match for the Grand Priest like this if I can't get past Takira. I sought strength through countless battles, but now I question if I've been chasing an unobtainable dream. He called it the Celestial Metamorphosis. To go beyond my mortal limits and enter into a much higher realm of existence. But what aspect am I missing? Goku went on to then further question. There's no way that I could continue to fight the final 2 of the 5 off like this. So how can I do it? It feels like he left me to die out here like this. Wait a minute. That sage, Goku then went on to then quickly remember. The one that I had met and spoken with while in the mirror realm. He said that although I could never truly become an angel through blood, said, it was still possible for me to reach true angelic levels of power, but at what cost? My sanity? My life? What exactly does it mean for me to merge my mortal consciousness with the vastness of an infinite multiverse? Despite my physical prowess, Goku went on to continue, maybe I've neglected the spiritual growth necessary to reach the true depths of an angel's power. It even goes back to when I was training with Whis, when I struggled to match him in battle until, for a split second, I was somehow able to touch him. So, was that it? What was it that we saw? I know it happened more than once before. It happened when I was training on Vampa, it happened when I was sparring against Whis, and it happened here when I battled Yoshido. And as it stands, Takira's power is on an elite level that goes far beyond what my primal Ultra Instinct powers can measure up to. And if what was said about the Grand Priest's strength being insurmountable is true, then I must draw inspiration from their unwavering resolve and evolve, no matter the cost. And if by some chance I can't manage to do it, then my fate is already sealed, but I have to try. There must be something that I can do, because if I manage to somehow do it before, then there must be some kind of a way for me to figure out how to do it again right now. But then, it was only just when Goku was now beginning to reminisce on what he could do to actually make a difference, where from out of nowhere, that was when Takira had gone as far as to levitate Goku's body in bringing him forward by responding, on second thought, before I walk away from this battle of ours, I want to look you in your eyes and see if what you're saying is true or not. Though I cannot see too clearly into what comes next given how foggy your future is, I still want to know for myself if you truly have what it takes.
Yo, Terrence,
to
aren't
pull
those guys
this
your friends?
off
How come
or
you're not pre-mating with? How come you're not in the match with them?
Oh, damn it, no! Why even bother? The Saiyan can't do it. He cannot reach the heights that you wish for him to reach in
I'm
order
guessing
for
you're
the
doing Raider
Fool to
matches.
give you a worthy enough
And you're just doing
battle.
Survivor
So
matches?
either eliminate him now and be done with it, or tag one of us back in so that we could close this tournament out for good, with Yoshido chiming in, oh, pipe down, would you, Budo? Let's just see where this goes and find out if the Monkey Man can still pull something out of his bag of tricks out or not. It won't make a difference if you try and attack me now or not, because none of it will even matter, and so I want to know straight from your own mouth, Son Goku. Can you do it? Takira went on to question. The power that you went along ahead to display momentarily against Yoshido, can you use it? Do you have the ability to access this angelic strength whom only the 12 angel attendees possess or not? I will not waste my time in asking you again, nor will I bother if you can't do it. I am looking for a worthy adversary in you, Goku, not a charity case. Now answer me, and answer with honesty, with Goku responding, I can't do it. Whatever angelic power it is that you saw coming from me is just something that I haven't fully figured out how to reach or even use yet. So you really can't do it. How unfortunate, Son Goku. And here I was expecting to find a worthy challenge in battling against someone like you. What a shame, with the Grand Priest chiming in, so he really couldn't do it, could he, Whis? So this was his one and only staggering weakness which you couldn't help him break out of, wasn't it? Well, I can't say that it was going to be an easy one to overcome, but tell me something, was this the same struggle that you've seen come from him while training for this tournament, Whis? With Whis responding, yes, it was, and the very few times that I've seen this power shine from within him, he was never truly able to draw this power out and stabilize it on the surface, with the Grand Priest responding, I see, then without it, this battle against the Five is over, with Takira now being shown grabbing onto Goku's face by then telling him, knowing what you've known before fighting us, you should have considered extending your time to train before agreeing to the terms that you did, Goku. And it's a shame that it has to end like this, but the outcome between you and I wasn't going to be any different unless you were able to ascend beyond the mortal realm of power and into the angels, Takira continues. I will not go as far as to disrespect your efforts and what you did to make it this far, far. However, it doesn't appear as though you have much time left now that your life force is beginning to diminish. I will hereby leave you to perish in peace without the need to do any more damage than what was already dealt to you, Takira continues. So in the meantime, I do want you to know that I commend your efforts in trying, and though you gave it your all with the little time that you had to prepare for us, in the end, when it's all said and done, even your so-called best was barely good enough to help you fully get by without the stroke of luck in getting in your way to aid you. I no longer have any interest to continue to fight you, Son Goku, and so as you draw your last gasps of air before your world fades into darkness, I will always remember your ability in being the one and only mortal who stood against all the odds to fight for what he believed in. I fight for the sole purpose of getting the absolute best out of any and all situations that I am placed in, Takira continues. It was why I was able to match the angel attendees in battle, and it was why I was able to hone my skills to such an extent without compromising my morals and ambitions. You may take the little time that you have left that remains to think about what lies in the vastness of the cosmos that goes far beyond what you already know. I wish the outcome was different between us so that I may have had the battle that I assumed was going to take place. If all else, you do have my respect for at least giving it your all in trying, Goku. And if you try and fight me again by using the power that you've already tried against me, then you will lose, and you know it, Takira went on to continue. I am hereby finished, Grand Minister. You may now officially either count him down or wait until he draws his final breath. Either way, the Saiyan is no longer in any stable condition to continue. Once it is officially decided by the Grand Minister, this tournament is over, Son Goku. I wish there was more to your power than what you used against me, but there's a reason on why I rank second behind the Grand Priest in power, and hopefully this will become a staple for anyone else who ever tries to do what you did against the five of us once you are gone. So whereas with Takira now being shown having to walk away with Goku now being shown face down on the ground, that was when the Grand Priest went on to chime back in by responding, well then, if there are no more interruptions, then I will hereby begin the countdown. 1, 2, 3, 4, with Akuma chiming in. Oh, he was foolish to have not gone along and call for one of his remaining lifeline perks that he had going for him. Well, so long, Saiyan. You were an interesting one, I'll give you that, with Budo responding, what do you mean? There was nothing interesting about this mortal other than the power that he was lucky enough to wield. Outside of that, he was just like the rest of them, with Yoshido also chiming in. Well, I guess we should start making our exit then, so, which way to our respective portals, Grand Minister, but not without Whis having something to say about this, because upon the Grand Priest now being shown counting Goku down, it was from out of nowhere during this countdown where Whis went on to encourage Goku to rise back up by shouting, oh, you will not let this be how it all comes to an end, Goku! You have come too far and have given too much for it all to be ripped away from you! You have the power lying deep within your soul! I have seen it with my very own eyes to confirm the truth to you, and so you must hear the sound of my voice and rise back up and fight, Goku! And if this is that very moment which you need to find a way, then find a way and do it right now while you still have the chance! For it'll be the only chance that you will ever have to make this happen, Goku! And if you don't do something to rise back up and overcome the challenges that have brought you down to your knees in battle, then it'll all be lost forever! There is so much more for you to fight for, so much more for you to live for those who depend on you and for those who count on you. So now feel their hope, Goku, feel their strength. And I want you to know that you are not alone, so now transcend into the realm of the angels and do it right now! And I believe in you, Goku! With Goku now being shown having to overhear Whis' voice by then responding, the realm of the angels, I feel them. In which seconds later, before Goku could even realize as to where he was or what the heck was going on around him, he had only then from that point then found himself in a very mysterious place, as Goku then went on to respond, "Whoa, where am I? What a very bizarre yet overwhelming place. Why do I feel as though I've been in this place
Alright, guys, we found a
before?
match.
Is this
Just
my
started a
inner
minute or two.
consciousness?" With the mysterious voice now going as
Yeah,
far as to
level
address
120
Goku by then telling him, "Saiyan mortal Son Goku, at long last, welcome." With Goku responding, "Hello? Is someone there? That voice, it almost sounds just like me, but a bit different. Who are you, and where am I?" With the mysterious voice going as far as to respond to Goku by telling him, "I am the very life that lives within you, Goku, both your warrior spirit and your soul. And you are here for a very important reason, for it is time for you to transcend. Let us redirect this primal power that you have forged towards the very door that will lead you into angelic transcendence in now entering a new realm of existence." With Goku responding, "But I don't understand. I don't see any sort of door in this place, just darkness. Above you is where this gateway lies," the voice went on to respond. "Within your heart beats the spirit of a true warrior, but also the spirit of absolute compassion. Deep within your being lies an untapped power that is yearning to transcend from the mortal realm into a higher world. Let us cultivate a deeper connection with your inner essence by fusing our mortal and celestial energies into a harmonious angelic path."
Can you hear me? Flying Nimbus! Trunks, I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Well, either we're gonna die first or survive and win the match. That's how it usually goes. Getting real close. Told you. Stream sniped. How does this guy come right to me, bro? You guys don't find that suspicious? You guys tell me you guys do not find that suspicious. The man came right to me.
Go slot it!
I just, as I'm calling it, the guy came right to me, dog.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Swearing you can have the Dragon Balls.
Great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
I left the ball for him and he didn't even take it.
Caution if you're going to help them. Great. You know what to do with that key. Flying Nimbus!
Did Cell pick up the other 2 balls?
Oh, come on! Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. Holy hell. Here comes the pain. Damn you. The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Stay calm. Stay calm. Here comes the pain. Bastard.
Again, very suspicious, bro. And why isn't no one saving those guys? Seriously. You guys just let them die, bleed out. I have to block this right here, bro. Some bad teammates this round. On to the next.
Power. I can feel it. A power that I can only describe as being something that I've only ever felt come from Whis before. So what am I to do then with the voice responding transcend and evolve? Walk through that door, to which on the surface, as soon as the others were now beginning to leave and not noticing Goku's body begin to move, it was only just as Goku was now beginning to slowly rise back up where Yoshida went on to respond, "Alright everyone, it's been fun while it... Hey, hold on a second. Look down there, it's the Saiyan. Are my eyes deceiving me, or does it look like the Saiyan is pushing himself back up? And that energy with Budo responding, no, just no. What the hell is going on around here? So there's no way that Saiyan is crazy enough to think that he can still continue to do this," Akuma responds. "But I can feel it too. Something feels a bit different about him, but why?" As even Takira had gone as far as to stop on walking by then responding, "Wait a minute, that energy, could it really be? Within you lies the capacity to inspire others as you have done throughout your lifetime, Goku. To ignite the spark that gives them hope and strength," the entity continues. "Enter into this divine realm and free your mind of any fear. Our Saiyan heritage grants us an incredible sense of determination, and your angelic training the gift of absolute purity. Do you accept this path in stepping into the domain of the angels and beyond, Goku?" With Goku then responding, "So this is my calling, the domain of the angels and beyond. I accept," with the entity continuing, "then what is bound to be shall be done. By opening both your mind, body, and heart, will this not merely be about power, but also about the profound connection that you will forge with the cosmos. Open your heart to the multiversal energy that calls for you, aligning our spirit with the grand trap tapestry of existence. To which, with all of these energies now beginning to enter into Goku's body, that was when the entity went on to then continue, let this strength come from your fearless pursuit of always embracing the unknown, to venture into new uncharted territories and push beyond your comfort zone. For it is through such great challenges that we are able to truly grow into becoming better. The Elder Sage was right. You could never be a true angel by blood, but your potential is what will serve as your greatest stepping stone towards reaching true angelic power. To which, even back on the outside with Goku's body seemingly being shown standing still, that was when Whis went on to chime in. I truly can't believe what I'm seeing. Grand Minister, you would know better than anyone about such a metamorphosis. Could it really be? Wait a minute now. Hold on, Yoshido went on to quickly butt in. What do you mean by metamorphosis? You don't mean... Of course, Akuma says. It's exactly what it means, Yosh. And it's exactly what Takira had seen coming from deep within him and wanted to face. Oh, damn it, but how is it that the Saiyan is able to do this? It just doesn't seem to add up at all. Why him? Why now? Well, let's not jump the gun here for a moment, okay? Yoshido went on to question. What if all of this is for show, you know? What if the Saiyan just implodes while trying to do, well, whatever it is that he's trying to do? And besides, do you honestly think that the Saiyan mortal has any sort of shot against Takira? You're all jumping to conclusions with this, as Akuma responds, "Oh, you idiots, that isn't the point. The point is that if he wasn't truly able to surpass us then and fight on par with Takira, then there only now means that there's a much greater chance that he does so now. Let us temper our fiery warrior spirit with tranquility, our relentless drive with wisdom, and our Saiyan nature with the balance of the universe itself. There is no other foe greater than your own reflection," the entity continues. "We are so much more than flesh and blood, for we are more than the eye can see. Now open yourself up to a new beginning and a new power that surpasses all that in which have come before it. To have it be everything you were before, molded into one. We Saiyans are gifted with an everlasting and boundless power that can never be extinguished and a potential that is infinite. Even if this will be the only ever time that you enter into this realm of power, relinquish anything that you may have known that came before that will hold you back from the greatness that you seek. For it is the only way. Let us always remember our roots of where we come from, to always cherish those whom you love, and use our strength to uplift and protect the lives of others. To become a beacon of hope and a symbol of grace, just as your master Whis. Never lose sight of the importance behind the love and compassion you bear, and radiate the strength through the virtue of always protecting others. And as we embark on this transformative journey into angelic divinity, always fight for what is true and for what is right, even if it means dying." In which, back on the surface now, with the entire No Realm having to be shown shaking, that was when Budo went on to quickly chime in by responding, "No, Takira cannot let this Saiyan mortal do whatever it is that he is about to do without putting an end to it right now before he does. Oh, don't let him transform and fight back against you, Takira! Crush the Saiyan now!" With Akuma responding, "So you know Takira is a prize fighter, Budo. He'd rather fight this Saiyan at the absolute height of his power than go for a cheap victory," with Yoshido then asking, "Oh, it almost feels like the Primate God is dead on his feet since his life force is channeling in and out, so what's he about to do?" With Akuma responding, "Could it really be possible for him to find a power great enough to match Takira's, or even exceed his?" Grand Minister, his life force, Whis says, with the Grand Priest responding, "And I feel it too, and so we will wait and see what he will do, especially if it's going to be what I think it'll be." So he was actually able to do it, Takira went on to turn around by observing, "I can feel it coming." To which, upon with Goku now being shown nearly having to finally complete his celestial configuration, was where the entity went on to respond, "No matter what happens, this will be the pinnacle of our very potential reborn, and as we now step step forward and into the light, let us become the first of our kind to finally do it. To finally do it and transcend our very nature into wielding true angelic power. To come forth and now give birth to your ultimate angel form. In which, upon a gigantic sphere of light now being shown having to emanate from center stage, that was when Yoshido went on to respond, "God, what an incredibly powerful light. And just what the heck is in that ring? It looks like some kind of an egg." Oh, is that what he did? Did he transform himself into some kind of a godly egg here or what? It looks like some kind of a divine embryo, Akuma went on to quickly respond. No, but that's just not possible for any mortal to do. Oh, curse him. I hate that Saiyan with every fiber of my being, Budo says. This shouldn't be happening, especially against us. To where finally, lo and behold, as this embryo was now beginning to chip away in revealing Goku's brand new transformation, it was just when Goku was now beginning to be revealed for the first time following this metamorphosis where Yoshido went on to chime in, "Hey, look, it's hatching. He's different. He's changed." In which finally now, after everything he's been through, all of the battles, all of the struggles, all of the training sessions that he went along ahead to put himself through in preparing for this very moment in time, we now finally get to see the birth of none other than Angel Goku, as Angel Goku went on to address Takira then by responding, "Behold the ultimate force of my celestial power through the radiance of my angelic form." This was what you wanted, wasn't it, Takira? Well, I have transcended beyond my mortal limitations into becoming far more than I ever could have been, in becoming one with both the universe itself and my inner nature at my very core. And the others are left speechless, as even Yoshido went on to respond, "It's that ring that I saw again." Wait, so the Saiyan is an angel now? Remarkable, Akuma chimes in. No, he has an angel transformation, Budo questions? He had this power deep within him the entire time? I cannot believe what I am seeing right now, the Grand Priest went on to chime in. Goku, you did it, Whis went on to also comment. You truly did it. You finally evolved the way I've always known that you could. I knew it the day I saw you first display this angelic power without the knowledge of even doing it, as I was never supposed to tell you, but only help guide you into reaching such a power if I could, and now it appears as though you have. You could never understand how monumental of a moment this is throughout all of history, Whis continues, for you are the first mortal to ever fully enter into the domain of the angels and achieve a power that is radically identical to my own, along with the 12 attendees. This was exactly why I wanted him to go into the mirror realm and speak with the elder sage about his future. For now, he has finally completed his ultimate and true evolution. As Takira then went on to respond, "Now there's what I wanted to see be drawn from you. I knew it." My word, I can't believe it! The Grand Priest went on to quickly stand back up by shouting, "In all my years, I have never in my lifetime have ever seen, let alone would have thought for a mortal, to ever come this far in obtaining an angel form like this. Well, how truly amazing! Whis, you should truly be proud of how far your student has come," with Whis responding, "Well, words cannot express how happy I am to see Goku finally achieve what a very few small handful of us already knew that he could, and now that he's reached the apex of his power, it is now time to see how he does against Takira in the end." "As indeed we will," the Grand Priest continues. "Now tell me, mortal, do you still wish to resume your battle against the second mightiest in the multiverse, or do you forfeit?" "I wish to continue," Goku responds, "and I hope you know that now that I am at the absolute peak and at the pinnacle of my power, in both my Saiyan and angelic nature, it's time that I give you the fight worthy enough for the second strongest in the cosmos. So I thank you for opening my eyes to the truth of all things, Takira, and so now then, are you ready?" "Well, excellent then," the Grand Priest went on to quickly shout by responding, "and congratulations for being the first of your kind in achieving such a rare and divine transformation and level of power, Goku." And so the match involving both the second mightiest in the multiverse, Takira, and and the newly born Angel Goku will resume. Fighters now, if you wish to share any final words, then you may do so before we resume. As Goku from that point then went on to quickly respond to Kira by then telling him, you are without a doubt outside of Whis himself, along with Budo, Akuma, and Yoshido, the toughest and most difficult opponent that I've ever had the privilege to face off against. But now it's my turn to hereby turn the tables on you, Takira, because now that I have become all whom I was ultimately destined to be, I am going to take great honor in being the first since the Grand Prix to defeat you, Takira, because now I'm going to come at you with everything I've got. As with neither warrior looking to falter to the other, it was only upon Vegeta now being shown standing back up by laughing where Vegeta then went on to respond, it's amazing, isn't it? I absolutely revel at the chaos of our battle, because with every drop of blood that you spill, does it only continue to ignite my fighting spirit in growing stronger and stronger the longer we fight. I haven't felt this alive in decades, and it's only just the beginning, Vegeta continues. So you may be stronger than me within the moment, but I'll make sure to run you down until there is absolutely nothing left of you remaining. So shall we? With Kuriza responding, so I must admit, I'm not quite used to seeing you still stand around and run your mouth like this, let alone be strong enough to fight my fusion off the way you did, but this too, like all things, won't last very long, and you know it to be true, monkey. It'll only be a matter of time before I tear you open and watch you squirm, just like how Frieza made you squirm back on planet Namek. Then why don't you go on ahead and try and make me squirm then, you freak? Vegeta then went on to quickly dash by shouting, so come on, with Kuriza quickly being shown also now doing the same and responding, oh I will, you repulsive little primate. As soon as I am done using you as a warm-up, you'll get your long-awaited death wish that you've been dying to get. To which upon the two now being shown having to clash on ahead and creating a massive shockwave that had echoed all around the planet, it was only during the point of contact mid-collision where Vegeta then went on to respond, what's wrong? Running out of gas already? Was that the hardest that you can hit me with? How disappointing, with Kuriza responding, oh you cheeky little monkey. Far from it in fact, so now watch and see, because since you love running your mouth so much, then what do you say that we try shutting it so that way I can further prevent you from making our ears bleed? In which from out of nowhere, the moment Kuriza had managed to get behind Vegeta and wrapping him up in a chokehold, that was when Kuriza went on to then continue, you're running out of options here, Vegeta. No matter how much you try and fight back, I will always find a way to overpower you. Pathetic insects like you should already know their place on the food chain, Vegeta. Now beg, with Vegeta quickly responding, also I'd rather burn alive than ever beg for my life to the likes of you. Oh, well that could also be arranged in due time, my little puppets, Kuriza says. But not before I choke you to death, Vegeta. And soon after, I'll just go on ahead and burn what remains of your body as soon as I'm done. To which even now, despite Kuriza being shown having to apply even more pressure in attempting to break Vegeta's neck, where Vegeta from that point then went on to quickly laugh by responding, not bad, Fusion, but tell me something. What do you think will happen once you start to realize that attempting to choke me out and break my neck won't be enough? What then?
You pathetic worm! I shall bathe this battlefield in your blood!
Pretty strong team.
Flying Nimbus Trunks! I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch.
Hopefully we don't get stream sniped.
You found a power key. Go slot it.
I was just about to say this person.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
I knew he was gonna destroy C. That's why I got the hell out of there. It's too predictable, man.
Hey, great. You found another power key. Use it quick.
You're nuts, bro.
Great. You know what to do with that key. Stay calm. Stay calm. That's a new power key. Place it now. An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
I don't have a sensu bean, unfortunately. Oh, I do. Why am I'm talking bear shit? I have one right in the back. Fuck. He's not. He's camping your body. Lame ass Broly, dog. This is what I said. From now on, if we get Broly matches, we're just gonna quit, dog. We don't have time for this.
Too close for comfort.
This guy went to freaking B and was watching you.
Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it.
I owe you one. Flying Nimbus! This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
I'm looking for a barrier real quick. Friends over here. What are these guys doing, bro? I'm trying to freaking go this way to avoid him, and he's just going this way. Bye. I'm trying to save this person. I picked the freaking barrier.
Holy hell.
No way this guy's gonna come get me. We got stream sniped. Nah, I'm out of here, bro. Cause he's watching my stream, so he's just gonna ruin the match for everybody else, dog. It's all good, bro. It's all good, homie. Don't even worry about it. I just remove myself. That way, he's not gonna see where you guys are. Dog, that was some bullshit. Enjoy your match, man. Just a game, dog. It's not that serious. But thanks for the watch time.
Because with the way this battle is going, it'll be a cold day in hell before I'd ever allow for you to run right through me without me having to take a piece of you with me. And guess what else, you monster? I know that you are still hiding quite a bit of power from me, Vegeta continues. So unless you start acting on your ability to use the full force of what this fusion of yours is made of, then I am going to slowly but surely catch back up and rip the two of you apart and out of this fusion for good. Oh, nonsense, monkey, Cooliza quickly went on to then shout. You will never have what it takes to destroy what you cannot comprehend. But Vegeta, on the other hand, was not having it, because despite Vegeta now being shown having to try his best in pulling Cooliza's arms away, it was only just upon with Vegeta now being shown having to slowly but surely do so where Cooliza went on to continue. Sinarov, this Saiyan's lost it. He's actually trying to push out and break free from my hold on him. No, not as long as I am in full control, you won't. So now just die, Vegeta. But then, it was only from within that very moment, as Vegeta was now shown throwing multiple elbows directly into Cooliza's gut, where Vegeta from that point was slowly beginning to now slip out of his vice grip, as Vegeta then went on to respond, unfortunately for you, dying for me was never really on the menu. But it will be soon for you once I start breaking you down bit by bit. Did you really think that I was just going to roll over and die and not be prepared for any and all odds that would be stacked against me, Fusion? This battle is far from over, especially while retaining the power that I need to continue. I am not the same Vegeta that you remember, Vegeta then went on to continue. I have evolved into becoming the very stuff your deepest, darkest nightmares are made of. The very definition of both power and pride. And no amount of DNA manipulation or fusion methods will ever come close in matching that. You will never come close in destroying what I've become. And you don't have to buy into a single word that I say either, because I'll be more than happy enough to show it to you. Hurts, doesn't it? Vegeta went on to continue as Cooliza went on to let go. But it won't stop there, since you love taking shots at me thinking that you were going to crush me the second we engaged. Well, think again! To which, upon the moment of impact, as Vegeta was now shown knocking Cooliza back down, it was just upon with Vegeta now being shown asserting control, where Vegeta from that point then went on to continue, you'd be crazy to believe that I would allow for the two of you in your stupid fusion to have your way with the people of this planet along with enslaving this universe. And so one way or another, no matter what it is that I would need to do in order to put the two of you in your place for good, I'll do it. Destroying you comes at any cost, you hear me? And as long as I am here to stand in your way, you will not survive. In which, as Vegeta was now shown having to fire down multiple energy blasts directly at Kuriza as Kuriza was shown on the defensive, it was only as these energy blasts were now beginning to make contact where Kuriza then went on to say to himself, "I'll curse this monkey and his ridiculous destroyer transformation. If either of us would have known that Vegeta would be this difficult to destroy, then we would have either waited until we trained far enough into reaching new levels of our own or slaughtered him on the spot." Oh, but thankfully it doesn't look as though he knows yet. Either that or he is fully aware and is waiting for me to use it against him. You know, I will be kind enough to give you credit in finding a way to hold out and even push me this far in our fight, Saiyan. However, with both Frieza and
Hopefully we have a better match. We don't have time for the snipers, dog. This ain't World War II. Because I was hiding in that cave, and I know for a fact he didn't see me go in there, bro. I was hiding in there for like a minute, and then all of a sudden he came in the cave, and then I'm like, screw this, and he ran back up, and I just turned the game off. He's just toying with me, so I just left. Don't got time, bro. I can find another match. Moving on. Arguing over. I tell you all the time, bro. It's either we die first or we live long enough to win the match. This is Masu's about to get cooked. Got cooked. Bring this guy over here.
Well, thank you.
Where am I? An ally needs your help. We don't know what. Be careful too, okay? Think before rushing in. To do with that key. That's a new power key. Place it now. Flying Nimbus!
Alright, we got all the keys.
You cannot hide from
Welcome. Thank you.
back. Someone save me! Someone save me!
Should jump him, you know. He's almost dead.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. Where am I?
If someone has time patrol duty, we can jump him.
Someone save me! Take on! Someone save me! Oh man, the spirit of pain! Impossible. Yet you wasted. Self-interest. Access the startup system from the central area. What is this? Try Nimbergo! Then you're done. Scheming. Bastard! My vision for the world shall be realized.
Guys, I'm done with this fucking game. You guys enjoy the manga. I got some stuff to do.
Are a part of my very being, this just means that I too also possess the serum samples that they took that was made in order to make them stronger, with Vegeta then asking, so what? Then that just means that you'll die along with it. Or so I want you to believe, monkey. We still have so much left to show you, which is why I am having way too much fun to simply put all of the stops against you right now, Vegeta. It'll be way too early for me to reveal my secrets to you, but I want you to know that just like you and your race of bloodthirsty monkeys, I am also getting stronger and stronger the more we fight. The longer this goes, the worse this will become for you. Whether we continuously match one another or not, my power, unlike yours, will continue to lap you until I drain you of your very energy and finish you off in the most brutal way possible. That much I can promise you, and if you can't already see that by now, even as you try and blast me into pieces, then you truly are more delusional and desperate than I assumed you were before we started fighting, Saiyan. But maybe you need a bit of a reminder of what I'm talking about, and so now watch closely, Kuliza continues. Choosing to try and blast me into pieces was a big mistake, Vegeta. Observe, monkey. Does any of this look familiar to you? Because it should. And in case you must have forgotten by now, then you can go on ahead and thank Moro for this when you meet him in hell, Vegeta. What the heck? Vegeta went on to then quickly shout. You bastard, you used his energy collecting ability to siphon off extra power. And just what exactly do you plan on doing with that, you little coward? Quit playing games and answer me now, with Kuliza responding, well, simple, Saiyan. Why have this go to a waste when I can just consume this ball of power and grow even stronger than I was off of the portions of the energy that I've collected here? But what do you think, Kuliza went on to ask? Should I eat this now? Smell like hell if I have something to say about that, you won't. Oh my, Vegeta. And just look at who the desperate one between us both really is. And I told you that I have much more to show you, which you're already too late to do anything about anyways. To which right before the moment of impact, as Kuliza was now shown having to finally consume this ball of energy, it was only just as Vegeta had gone as far as to miss his attack now where Kuliza went on to continue, oh, I don't think so, monkey. Your desperation is very entertaining, Vegeta, but it won't be enough. Now I want your little buddy Goku to return to a scene where he finds you in such a way where not even his worst nightmares can describe Vegeta, and guess what? That will be exactly what that pile of trash will see. That lousy god of destruction taught you well, Kuliza went on to continue after he was shown knocking Vegeta down, but it clearly wasn't enough to help you overcome me, slave monkey. Now admit your inferiority to me, with Vegeta now being shown grabbing onto Kuliza's leg before stomping on down to his chest by responding, I will never Never! You can try and deny the truth as much as you want, but you can't destroy me, and deep down, you know it. And it's not because you don't want to, it's because you can't. Because nothing that you are trying to use against me is working, and it's your arrogance that I will use against you that will destroy you. My arrogance, you say? Kuliza went on to then ask. What a joke you are, Vegeta. I can sense your frustration, and it's so delicious. I know what you're trying to do deep down because I can see it through your actions against me, Saiyan. You're actually trying to destroy me, but are slowly starting to see that you can't despite your efforts. Your power is insignificant in comparison to a true deity slayer, for I am the butcher of all Saiyans, and you should already know this after I butchered your people once before, and now I will slowly do the same to you. So why don't we start slow, beginning with this here, huh, Saiyan? With this Destructo Disc, I'd say we should start with your limbs first. Maybe go for your arms there first before I rip your legs off, leaving your head as the last thing that remains. Yeah, sounds like a great plan, now doesn't it? And so now then, don't move, and I'll be sure to make this quick. To which it was right before Kuliza had gone as far as to now use this Destructo Disc on Vegeta, where Vegeta quickly then went on to respond, then you better act fast unless you want to fry. Fry? Wait a minute, Kuliza went on to then shout. The ground is glowing, as Vegeta went on to then laugh by responding, good luck. I went along ahead and modified an old move that I like to call my Destructive Storm. In which seconds later, the moment Vegeta had gone as far as to now use instant transmission in getting out of harm's way, we're from all around Kuliza, similar to the technique that was used of that of Nappa in Dragon Ball Z, where a gigantic storm of destruction energy was now shown having to engulf Kuliza, as Kuliza then went on to shout, why, you dirty Saiyan! This will not consume and destroy me! I will break free and end you, Vegeta! Just wait until I go and finally get my hands on you, Saiyan! Now just where are you hiding? I can feel your presence nearby. Aha! There you are, Kuliza shouts. Do you really think that I won't be able to find out where you're hiding, monkey? To which, even despite Kuliza being shown backhanding Vegeta across the face, was when Vegeta had gone as far as to now laugh at Kuliza's face by responding, and just who said that I was trying to hide from you? Guess again. You took the bait, and now I'm going to enjoy what happens to you next. Very, very much, in fact, as a terrified Kuliza had now gone as far as to turn around and seeing the pose that Vegeta had now taken by responding, that pose, I recognize that pose before. That technique comes from the gods of destruction. No! To which within that very moment, as Vegeta had now gone as far as to utter the words Hakai, where Kuliza was now fortunate enough to smack Vegeta's hand out of the way by then shouting, oh no, no you don't, Vegeta, not even in a million years you won't, Saiyan. Trying to erase me, huh? Think that we wouldn't be up to date with the technique of the gods, monkey? And I'll be damned to ever let you try that on me again, Saiyan. Because if anyone is going to be getting erased here on this stupid planet today, then it will be you, Vegeta, not me. Do you understand, monkey? In which, in a retaliatory act, as Kuliza had now gone as far as to knock Vegeta back down, was when Kuliza then went on to shout, you little rat, you! Don't you ever even think about trying that on me again, because I can promise you that it won't work. Yes, and you almost had me, Kuliza went on to continue. That would have been the only ever time throughout this entire battle where you would have had me beat in. But I'm already aware of that, and I'm already aware of what that can do. Just you wait. I'll show you, Vegeta went on to then say with his face down onto the ground. Now, I'd be lying if I said that I wanted to end this now, but instead of blowing up this entire planet, why don't we go for half of it instead and leave the other half for us to fight on? Rather than just do what I did to the Lookout, I think it'll suit us both best if we added a bit of color to this scenery, Saiyan. As much as one part of me wants to end your life now, which I'm only going to guess is Cooler's, the Frieza side of me wants to continue to punish you some more before we finally slaughter you. So well, but then, it was just as right before Kuliza was going to finish his sentence where Mastered alter ego Vegeta had now gone as far as to stand back up by responding, well, you better hurry and pick which side that you want to listen to then, because I'm far from finished with you, Fusion. He's still able to stand back up and with ease? But I don't understand. He shouldn't be able to get back up so quickly. Oh, tell me, what other hidden abilities does your new destroyer form grant you? Kaliza went on to ask. As if I would reveal any of what I've learned through my training with Lord Beerus with you, Vegeta went on to spit out blood by responding. And just as you are able to grow, I too am adapting. Didn't think your fusion and my destroyer power would go tit for tat like this, now did you? How ironic. Oh, the only thing that's about to be ironic here, Kaliza went on to cut in, is what I'm about to do to one half of this world before you'd even have the chance to blink, Vegeta. The fact still stands that I am outpacing you when it comes down to growth, so don't get cocky because you haven't surpassed me yet, Saiyan. You've shown me that even after all these years, you and your race of slaves should be annihilated. But I only promise to take out half of this planet out with you on it, so that way you don't miss the fireworks, Saiyan. So now, any last words before one half of the Earth goes boom? With Vegeta responding, so the only thing that will go boom around here will be your pathetic efforts in trying to destroy my planet. So now, if you're really looking for a light show, then try and keep your eyes open and don't blink to this Big Bang attack, Vegeta went on to then shout, to which as the Big Bang attack was now shown making its way towards Kaliza, as Kaliza had now gone as far as to swipe it away, it was only right before Kaliza could even respond as to what was going on, where Kaliza then went on to shout, "You wish, monkey, now get this out of my face before," but then, it was only just as Kaliza was momentarily now being shown distracted, where Vegeta had now gone as far as to swoop on in and kicking Kaliza by then telling him, "Before you what, you coward? I told you to keep your eyes wide open and not blink, didn't I? And so I said it once and I will continue to say it again. You will not have your way with this planet, Hakai!" To which within that very moment, as a puzzled Kaliza had now witnessed his entire supernova now be vaporized before his very eyes, where Kaliza went on to then respond, "Why, you didn't, you rotten pile of garbage! You actually eradicated my attack! Oh, enough of this, Vegeta! You are really starting to get under my skin with how persistent you are. So now just accept what will be and just die already. You know how this is going to end, so quit trying to fight it and accept your destiny, monkey. Or maybe you ought to stop for a moment and realize something," Vegeta went on to then quickly respond. "Realize that for the first time in our history, the outcome will not be what favors you, but instead will be what favors me by the very end of this day, you cowards. And as we both get stronger, it will be me who emerges as the stronger and superior warrior, not you. It will never be you, so as long as I stand here to face off against you, so accept your fate first." In which right after Vegeta from that point was then shown having to knock Kaliza down, with Kaliza being shown stabilizing himself, was when Kaliza went on to then respond, "Oh, this is getting more and more annoying, and he is really starting to get on my very last nerve with his disgusting antics, and I've had enough. He shouldn't be able to do this, especially not now. But I mustn't let him get under my skin any more than he already has, especially if I want to preserve my full power for a later time. And as we both continue to get stronger, I have to try and exploit the one weakness that I found coming from him if I wish to last out here against him, which is going to be exactly what I'm about to do." As with Takira now looking forward in battling Goku at his absolute best, it was only just before the two were then shown engaging where Takira went on to respond, "So you were finally able to reach this level after all. Very good, Son Goku. However, I would advise for you not to get too far ahead of yourself now that you've become the first of your kind to reach such levels of power. Even if you are are the first mortal to ever enter into the domain of the angels, do not mistaken this angel form of yours for invincibility, Takira continues. Though your angel energy surges with great and mighty power, the question then becomes, can you control it, Takira asks. Can you wield such power with precision, purpose, and focus? That we will see. And now that you have officially drawn forward your full and raw power onto the surface, it's time that we find out just how good you truly are, Son Goku, with Angel Goku responding, then let our next battle serve as a testament to the strength and resolve that we share in wanting to become the very best that we can be, Takira. And as I stand before you wielding the true nature of my divine power from the angelic path that I've decided to walk down, I stand ready, Goku continues. And as we wage what will presumably be our final battle in this tournament, I will demonstrate the culmination of my combined strength with full focus. As Takira had now gone as far as to get into fighting position by responding, trust and know that I don't expect anything less than your absolute best against me now. So whenever you feel ready, I'll allow for you to go and make the first move against me so that way I can be sure of your power. Now let's just see where your skills stack up compared to mine, mortal. Your newly unlocked angelic power may be a marvel to look at, but the true measure of its strength lies within your ability to control and master its divine nature, so we will see. Oh, I don't think that allowing for the Saiyan to go and make the first move here is the right one for Takira to make, Akuma went on to chime in, and especially if the mortal has entered into wielding true angelic power, then Takira should be looking to put an end to the Saiyan rather quickly instead of just going back and forth with him like this. Oh, this was a mistake, Budo went on to quickly shout. Our actions in taking this creature lightly has now led to this exact problem. Takira must obliterate him right now before it's too late. With Yoshido chiming in, the two of you are getting all worked up for nothing here. Like, think about it. What are the odds of Takira actually losing against the Saiyan in this fight, right? I mean, what's the worst that can happen out there? To which upon Angel Goku now shown dashing towards Takira, it was only right upon with Goku now being shown finally having to move where the Grand Priest went on to quickly chime in. Oh, and there he goes. My, what an incredibly impressive speed compared to how fast he was before, isn't it, Whis? Well, this will rather be very exciting to watch go down indeed, with Whis responding, indeed it shall. Well, this is it, Goku. It's all or nothing. Good luck and do not let him break you. In which within that very moment back down below, as soon as Takira was now shown having to grab onto Goku's fist upon Goku now being shown making contact, this was where a gigantic shockwave was now shown having to echo all throughout the Null Realm as Yoshido went on to chime back in. Whoa, did you all just see the way that Angel Monkey just moved in for the attack? Oh, now that was really an improvement compared to before, huh? Oh, curse that mortal. And we were barely able to follow too, Budo went on to quickly respond. Oh, so it's as I feared. If he was able to increase his speed by this much, then his power is likely through the roof as well, with Akuma responding, yes, and to add on to the fact that this was exactly what Takira had seen and wanted to draw out of the Saiyan as well. Oh, so maybe we were wrong to overlook him the way we did, especially if he's going to be giving Takira a run for his money. But how was it that he, a low-level mortal warrior, was able to master Ultra Instinct whereas we couldn't? With the Grand Priest responding, well, it was your lack of maintaining a calm and tranquil spirit, of course. You four were able to climb just as high where you are without it, though this case with Son Goku does sure prove different. Very impressive speed, Saiyan, Takira went on to quickly respond. The difference between now and then is clear to me. However, did your reaction speed also improve that aligns with your defense? Let's have a look then, to which upon Takira now being shown responding in his own way, that was when Angel Goku was from that point shown doing exactly what Takira did and grabbing onto Takira's punch with Whis chiming in, yes, just like that, amazing, just amazing, Goku! He is able to fight very fluently while maintaining balance of his spirit and emotions, just as I had wanted to see come from him since we trained. You're extremely sharp, Angel Goku went on to quickly respond to Kira while locked in a test of strength, but I'm not going to let you slip through my guard and get the better of me again, especially not now, with Takira responding, or so you may think, Goku, but now that I'm starting to get a taste of what I'll be going up against, then it's only fitting that I start to use use my true power in response just like you. Oh, this is just crazy, Yoshido went on to quickly chime back in. Even though I can see it with my very own eyes, I still can't believe what I'm seeing down there. They're locked in place. It's a stalemate. They appear to be completely even down there, but how can that be with Akuma responding, oh, for now that is, but yes. And this is likely due to the Saiyan's experience by training alongside his angel. Tell us, Whis, were you able to see this coming from the mortal when you first took him under your wing to train, or did this occur at random and being something that you've never experienced come from him before? We must know the truth behind this, with Whis responding, well, this was something that I had never would have thought would happen, especially not when I had first taken Son Goku and his friend Vegeta on over to Beerus' planet to train, but as time went on, I was beginning to see something more come from Goku, especially when he was first shown unlocking the power of Ultra Instinct during his battle with Jiren at the Tournament of Power, with Yoshido responding, oh, so that settles it then. This guy was something special the entire time, wasn't he? To which, upon making our way back down with both Goku and Takira being shown struggling, that was when Takira went on to address Goku by then telling him, this angelic form of yours has brought us both to the moment of equilibrium, Son Goku. And I'm impressed, as this was the power that I wanted to face, but as you push back against me, just know that you will not overpower my vastness of experience and generations of battle. Because just as hard as you continue to push, I too will push even harder to defeat you, with Angel Goku responding, and for you to assume that your years of experience in battle will best mine will be exactly what will lead you down the road of defeat against me, Takira. Because we may be even now, but I will find a way to edge you out, and I will find a way to beat you. Hey, this is getting really intense down there, Yoshido went on to then respond. The entire realm appears to be shaking under the weight of their struggle, with Akuma responding, no, come on, Takira, he's just a mortal. He was never meant to come this far, let alone be this strong. We are what shapes the multiverse, not him. So even if they're even, Takira still has to win. But it only now looked as though Angel Goku had other plans, to which, upon Angel Goku now being shown exerting even more power, that was when Budo went on to respond, oh, darn it, look! The Saiyan is driving him towards the edge of the stage. He's pushing Takira further out. No, this is just ridiculous to watch go down, Akuma then went on to quickly respond again. Even more so with all that we have had to deal with when fighting that mortal down there. To which, before you know it, as Goku was now shown slowly but surely edging Takira towards the edge of the stage, was when Goku then went on to address Takira by telling him, you could never understand the pain that I had to go through, the people that I had to watch suffer, and the many lives that I witnessed be snuffed away. Everything, every battle, every opponent has molded me into becoming who I am today, Takira. And you and I, we aren't that far apart from each other either, because I can see more of myself within you, just as much as you would hate to admit that you could also see yourself within me as well. A fine speech, Goku, and a good display of strength as well, but it'll take more than just words to win this battle, especially one that is just as important and just as monumental as this one, Saiyan. And to your credit, though you are able to hold your own here against me, just remember, Son Goku, that you are still a very long ways away from victory against me. In which, from out of nowhere now, before you know it, as soon as Takira had now gone as far as to glare Goku away, it was only just upon with Takira now being shown having to do this where Yoshido went on to respond, oh, incredible, and just like that, with one glare, Takira has completely blown that angelic monkey away as though he was nothing. And I figured he'd fire back sooner or later. I mean, we've all seen what happens when Takira really starts to try in a fight, and this is only but the beginning of it all, so just watch, with the Grand Priest responding, correct, but let's not gloss over Goku's expansive potential here either. You've all seen what he's capable of when his hand is forced and the chips are down, which is why this makes for the perfect battle for both experience and potential, with Akuma responding, well, I still doubt that the Saiyan has a chance of winning here, because how could he be so sure of the power that he's wielding will last? Give it time and we will see, but time may not be what also favors Takira in this fight either, either with all that we've seen this Saiyan do. In which upon that very moment, as Takira kept glaring Goku away, it was only as Takira was now shown doing so where Takira went on to respond, "You're a little harder to get a read on now that your body has completely changed the way it moves, but altering your fighting patterns isn't going to be enough to save you." To which thankfully enough, as soon as Goku was now shown having to be successful enough in landing on one of the broken parts of the ring that was shown floating, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Gah, it's those eyes. They remind me of Jiren's, only Takira's glare feels more like he's trying to attack me from the inside rather than the out. Like he's trying to disrupt the balance of my mind, body, and spirit. And it looks like he's on the move and he's coming in fast," Goku went on to then continue. "Well, I better not leave any room for him to make a move on me like that again, since it's too big of a risk. And especially if it's going to cost me my one and only chance that I have at beating this guy. Alright, Takira, now it's my turn to bring the pain right back over and onto you." In which upon Goku now being shown doing exactly that, that was when Yoshida went on to chime in, "Oh, just look at that Saiyan speed. His speed is really something else, you know. It's almost like you can barely even see him coming and going at the rate which he seems to be traveling in. Well, the only other times that I saw speed like this came from either when we trained with the Angels, Takira, or the Grand Priest. Yes, Goku, yes," Whis went on to then continue, "just like that. Remain as one and deliver onto him the full force of your incredible power, the likes of which have never been seen." In which from out of nowhere now, the moment Angel Goku is now shown successfully having to land a thunderous knee strike on over to Takira's stomach, it was only upon Goku now finally having to have succession where Goku then went on to shout, "Oh, right there, got you, Takira," with Akuma having to shout, He connected. Son Goku actually connected a blow onto Takira's body." To which even with Takira himself now having to acknowledge that indeed this attack had now successfully landed, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown following up in attempting to attack Takira again, where Goku then went on to continue, "And this ends now, so into the void you go." What just happened to his body? How truly fascinating to see this come from a mortal with only bare minimum experience, Takira went on to then respond to Goku. "You are beginning to slowly exceed the expectations that I originally had set out for you, Goku, but you aren't the only one who was given the chance to train with angels," with Goku then responding, "What the heck? It's like he's completely hollow, like some sort of a ghost or something. Oh, I've got to still try," Goku went on to then quickly shout, as even despite Goku's best efforts in attempting to strike Takira with Goku's attacks now being shown completely going right through, it was only just as Goku was now shown doing this where Takira then went on to continue, "The reason why I say that you only know the bare minimum is because there are still many things that you have yet to see and experience, Saiyan. You can only react according to the things that you've experienced throughout your battles, but what happens when you start to experience a plethora of things which you haven't yet experienced in your life before, Son Goku? What would you do then? How long until you cope with the gravity of the failures that wait for you when this is all over? You're giving me the fight that I wanted to draw out of you, but will you be able to maintain this level of intensity for much longer? I wonder." In which upon that very moment, as Takira was now shown having to split his body in 3 separate pieces, was when Goku then went on to ask, "Wait a second, the after image? Oh, you honestly think that I haven't seen and dealt with this technique before? What are you trying to get at here? I can already see right through your facade, Takira." "Clever, but no," Takira responds. "This isn't the after image technique that you are well accustomed to seeing and dealing with, Goku, but this is a little more than what your mind is able to process, so I'll just show you instead. For these are not mere holograms, nor are they mindless clones without a purpose, but instead, these are identical spirit vessels that you can only see and feel, but never successfully attack, for they are merely used as sacrificial energy inhibitors that attack you from within. A part of what lies within me is brought out and onto the battlefield as a weapon, so now observe further." As it was only now from out of nowhere, with Takira now being shown spawning another set of arms from the side of his body, was when Goku then went on to ask, "What in the world? You can create additional arms to fight with that can grow out of your body? I could do much more than what you can see, Saiyan, for it's like I said, you are only aware of the bare minimum," with Yoshido chiming in, "Hey, I remember that little move of his when we trained with Takira a while back. attack. Yeah, I almost forgot about this little multi-armed Thunderbuster attack, and especially with those decoys that are holding the Monkey Angel in place, that is. In which upon that very moment, as Takira's spirit vessels were now shown having to envelop Goku, that was when Takira went on to respond. Now envelop this mortal's body and electrocute his body and spirit as he is held in place. So commence now. Wait, hold on. What do you mean by electrocuting me from both the outside and in? But then, it was just before Goku could go as far as to finish his sentence, as he was now being shown electrocuted and paralyzed in place, was when the Grand Priest went on to chime in. Ah yes, a paralyzing counter, one that shocks its targets from both the outside and from within, leaving the host's victim vulnerable on the surface with no means of escape of fighting back since they are stuck. In which that was it, because with Takira now finding his opening and continuously being shown attacking Goku over and over again, was when Yoshido went on to respond. Oh, I see, so it's almost like he's attempting to try and beat the angel stuffing right out of the Saiyan and make him drop out of his form. I can't move. His punches are getting heavier and heavier. He'll break me down if I don't respond, and so I must, Goku then went on to quickly shout, because with Goku now finding his opening and muscling his way out by powering up and blowing Takira away, was when Akuma went on to respond. He's good. God, that Saiyan is too good, and it looks like he's only getting better and better the longer this goes, with Yoshido responding, no way. All right, cough it up, Grand Minister, because now we have to know, is the Saiyan truly stronger than Takira here or what? What's your take on all of this? To which, even with Takira now noticing that Goku all of a sudden had just vanished, that was when Takira went on to comment, he muscled his way out of my trap and completely disappeared. I can feel him moving all around me, but I can't look into seeing what he'll do since his movements have completely changed, hindering my foresight, with the Grand Priest continuing, well, it's a little tough to say at the moment with all that's going on, of course, and with the fight still taking place, but what I can say is that Goku appears to hold the speed and reflex advantage in this fight, while Takira holds a larger variety of techniques, experience, and counter tactics, but if I had to say for sure, then I'd say that between them both, while they do hold several advantages over the other that can ultimately favor them as this goes on, within this very moment in time, my guess is that they are now both completely even in this fight, the Grand Priest continues. Takira really isn't someone who just sat by and watched. I remember when I first trained him back in the day, and while I can't say for sure that Takira would certainly hold the stamina advantage over the Saiyan's ability to move freely while using the true nature of what Ultra Instinct is, combined of course with his ferocious Saiyan nature, is what will likely be an issue, but it's like I said, that is just within the moment, the Grand Priest continues. Anything can happen as their fight continues to go on, and so let's just see which one of them will outlast the other when it's all said and done. Though I will say that without this angel form, Goku would have lost a long time ago, in which within that very moment as Goku was now shown reappearing and punching Takira square in the face, it was only just upon with Goku now attempting to do the same thing again was when Goku then went on to shout, you almost had me, but now I've got you in my sights, with Takira responding, go ahead and keep me within sight, you won't win. As this was now beginning to hold true, because with Goku now being shown having to find himself and punching into a barrier, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown having to briefly see this little wall in front of him was when Goku went on to respond, a wall of energy at the exact time and place where I was looking to strike him too? Oh damn it, what is this? With Takira responding, this is one of my many contingency counters in battle, Son Goku. As it was even now during this, with Goku still attempting to do his best in finding a way to strike Takira with more and more of these energy walls appearing, was when Whis went on to respond, well, as good as Goku is doing out there, experience does play a major role in any fight that a warrior may find themselves in, even if they are at the peak of their power. Neither appear to be slowing down, but could it be that Takira wants to see all of which Goku's angelic form is capable of, with Akuma responding, well, Takira's not training the mortal, that's for sure, so he's likely only in this fight because he knows that it's a very rare opportunity to come across a mortal like this who is actually able to give him a worthy battle that doesn't come from the five of us. Yeah, well, now that he's got the fight that he wanted, Yoshido chimes in, it's within his own best interest to knock this Saiyan out cold now before he pulls another miracle out of that hat of his again. In which seconds later, with Goku being shown avoiding one of Takira's punches and grabbing onto his arm before throwing him out into the distance was when Angel Goku then went on to respond, "There we go, now unless you can break your fall fast enough, then have fun sinking into the void. Now our battle is hereby over, Takira. There's no way that you can possibly find your way back onto the stage from this one," with Budo responding, "No, tell me this isn't happening right now. He actually threw Takira's entire body off the tournament stage. No, not again." In which even despite Takira's body being shown flying out more and more outwards as Takira had gone as far as to extend his arm out, that's when Takira then went on to shout, "Oh no you don't. Wringing me out will not work on someone like me. Celestial Constriction." The Celestial what? What's he doing to my body again? I can't rotate or move around. Just what's with all of these binding techniques and body altering attacks this guy has? Now I'm the one that has you, Goku. Astral Projection Converge! In which within that very moment, as Goku's body was now being shown getting pulled outwards, just as Takira's body was shown getting flown out more into the void, was when Takira went on to continue, "If you want to honestly believe that throwing me out will be what does me in, then I am going to hit you with enough force that will shatter every bone in your torso." "Oh, I remember this," Akuma responds. "This was the same stasis attack that he used to immobilize you during our early days of training, Yosh." "Yeah, well, how about we not go back to that now, okay?" Yoshido responds. In which as Takira was now shown making his way towards Goku with Goku making his way towards Takira was when Takira then went on to shout, "Now unless you truly think that your body is unbreakable, then this next strike is going to shatter you from within, Son Goku. There will be no exceptions." As a nervous Goku went on to respond, "Whoa, he's closing in fast. I can sense an enormous power spike that's coming from that punch of his. I can't break free. No, I've got to move out of the way and fast. Oh, come on. I know that I can do it because I've done this before. Come on. And Goku got lucky because right before the moment of contact, as Takira's punch was now shown going right through, it was just upon with Goku's body now being shown having to vanish again was when the Grand Priest went on to respond, "Oh, look, you see, I knew it. And I told you that Son Goku was going to maintain and hold the speed advantage during this battle. Though he did get lucky because if that shot had connected, then I'm afraid that would have been it for Goku," with Takira then responding, "But how was he? Yes. Oh, instant transmission. You almost had me there," Goku went on to quickly rush in from behind, "but almost isn't quite the answer now, is it, Takira?" "Yes, excellent, Goku," Whis went on to then quickly shout. "Just excellent, but my goodness, what a hard-hitting battle this has been thus far, and yet they still appear to be completely even." To which even with Goku and Takira's body now being shown getting slammed right back onto the stage upon impact was when Akuma went on to respond, "Oh, this fight has evolved into becoming a battle of attrition, and it looks to remain that way until one of them gives in and breaks down first from the pressure. Oh, this mortal, I can't stand to watch this anymore," Budo went on to continue. Well, knowing how adamant both warriors are, the Grand Priest responds, "I highly doubt that this battle will see an endpoint anytime soon until one of their spirits is the first to fold, which by now is a little tough to call." In which even despite the fact of Angel Goku and Takira's fight now continuing to intensify was when Budo had now gone as far as to reflect on back by responding, "Oh, I cannot begin to accept what I've witnessed transpire here today. He's just a mere mortal. When we first laid eyes on him, he was but a joke of a man with nothing to possibly offer the five of us. So how is he able to leap right by our expectations into now fighting on par with the second strongest in the multiverse like this? Oh, this is so infuriating to watch. He was mine. If I only knew that deep down this was what the mortal was truly capable of, then I would have ended him the moment our battle began instead of wanting to punish him the way I did. I let this happen. I could have destroyed him. A true warrior would have battled to the death, Budo went on to then continue, until there was only one fighter left standing, but instead, he took advantage of the situation and knocked me off the platform I was standing on and out of the tournament stage. And to watch him be on an equal fighting level to Takira now is the last straw. I am done watching. I am done waiting to see what the outcome of his battles against us is going to be like. Who is he to come into our domain and treat us as though we are only mere stepping stones on his path to greatness? I am Budo, the 5th strongest ranking warrior in the entire multiverse, second to my fellow brothers and Angel attendees, and I will not let this slide. Twice now we had to watch this puny little man shatter his limits into reaching greater levels of power, and with the first feat being through his experience with me. I know I can break him. I know I am superior in every possible way. Oh, this has gone on long enough, and I am not sitting around here and waiting anymore, Budo shouts. I am done sitting back and allowing for this privileged barbarian to walk all over us and spit in the face of our legacy by calling for such a tournament to begin with, when he's done absolutely nothing to earn his place in challenging the 5 of us. I will no longer sit idly by and watch this Saiyan make a mockery of everything that we've done to be where we are, especially with how he got past me, with the Grand Priest then asking, "Say, now what are you thinking about here, Budo?" As even Yoshido went on to chime in, "Hey, easy now, hothead. You know it's against the rules for you to go and just jump right into this fight without Takira calling for you to be tagged in, so you should remain on your throne." But Budo in fact now had different plans, because upon Budo now being shown dashing towards Goku, it was only now to the sudden shock and surprise of everyone there where Budo went on to respond, "The hell with the stupid rules and the hell with this stupid mortal who thinks that he could walk all over us. I'm avenging my loss against him right here, right now, under First Blood rules, which means a fight to the death," with Whis then having to shout, "What? But he can't just go and do that during the middle of someone else's battle. What is Budo doing? Hey, are you nuts?" Yoshido went on to then quickly chime in, "Get back up here. You're going to ruin who am I kidding? I'm actually kind of loving this right now." "That's Budo," Angel Goku went on to quickly respond, "but why is he making his way down towards the stage all of a sudden? I didn't see Takira tag him into this fight, as even Takira himself had now gone as far as to warn Budo, as Takira went on to then shout, "I said that's enough, Budo! I will not allow for you to intervene!" But Budo, on the other hand, seemingly was not hearing what Takira was saying at all, as Budo had proceeded in making his way towards Goku by then shouting, "I'll put you back in your place, Goku! I shouldn't have ever taken you for granted when I did, but this ends now! You will not be allowed to proceed any further, Saiyan!" But then, it was only now from out of nowhere where all of a sudden we then see how Takira had now inserted himself in kicking Budo in the face, as Takira from that point went on to shout, "I said no, warrior! This is not your battle to wage, Budo! You are to know your role throughout this tournament and accept the outcome which you've dealt with earlier and remain with the others until you are called for. I will not have you disrespect my title like this again." "Oh, just wonderful," Akuma went on to then quickly chime in. "Now look, Budo! You couldn't control your anger long enough and wait to be tagged back in. Now look at the mess that you've caused." To which even then, despite Budo's body being shown creating shockwaves as he was now left having to travel through the void, was when Angel Goku went on to chime in, "Whoa, but why? Oh, just what in the world was that all about? Has he lost his mind during all of this, or what?" With even Whis chiming in, "Goodness, and just what in the world has gotten into Budo to have him act out in such a way? Has his loss to Goku truly affected him in that big of a way?" To which only now had prompted in a very annoyed Grand Priest to be shown extending his arm out and teleporting Budo back to the spectator seats, as the Grand Priest went on to then respond, "Enough out of you, Budo. I will not have you intervene illegally. You will abide by the rules that are set in place or face the consequences of your actions." "Oh, you fool. What has gotten into him all of a sudden? Budo, what are you doing?" Akuma then went on to quickly shout, "You're going to ruin everything here," with Yoshido chiming in, "Uh-oh, the hothead's done it now." We told him to remain where he was, but now he somehow managed to anger both Takira and the Grand Priest for being so reckless. Your obsession in wanting to get back at Son Goku for ringing you out during your battle with him has caused you to completely lose sight of what is currently going on, the Grand Priest went on to quickly respond. This will be your one and only warning moving forward. Unless you are tagged in or called forth to battle, if you do what you just did again, then you will be destroyed. I refuse to allow for any of the other three, even respectively the Grand Priest as well, to insert themselves in my battle without me agreeing to swap out for one of them to take my place. I apologize for the sudden interruption on behalf of the fifth strongest, Takira went on to then continue, but just like the others, he had his chance to face you, and this is still my battle. So as we were before he decided to inject himself in this fight, Son Goku, let us pick up exactly where we had left off so that way we may continue our battle. Your move, Takira says. To which upon Goku now being shown having to wind his fist back and getting ready to resume his battle with Takira was when Goku then went on to respond, well, let's not have anything else get in our way then so that we can finish our battle once and for all, Takira, because just like you, this is only the beginning. In which upon Takira now being shown avoiding Goku's attack, that was when Yoshido went on to chime in, you just had to go and almost ruin all of the fun for the rest of us, huh, Budo? You were very lucky that Takira had dealt with you in such a way, otherwise there would have been way more blood on his hands than yours. Of all the possible things that could have went wrong here today, Budo then responds, you all know what it is that I'm saying to be true anyways. But for the sake of Takira and the Grand Priest request, I will wait until something changes, and hopefully it's with the Saiyan losing too. Well, if you hope to see the Saiyan lose, Akuma responds, then you have to trust Takira's plan in making sure that he beats him and not anger him some more by jumping into the middle of his battle like that, with Yoshido responding, well, either way, Goku's actually proven to be a much tougher opponent than meets the eye, so I can see why Budo would be so upset by his actions. In which back down below, as soon as Takira was now shown having to hop from platform to platform in his best attempts of attacking Goku, that was when Takira was immediately shown having to go for yet another attack, as Takira had gone as far as to now miss by then saying to himself, it's hard to get a good read on his movements when he's completely altered his fighting patterns compared to before. And it all points back to the utilization of his evolved Ultra Instinct that is the source of his true speed. But at the same time, I'm starting to see that his ability to maintain certain levels of speed and power is also beginning to flicker in and out, but just barely. And if what I'm starting to suspect is to be true, Takira continues, then I may have found his greatest weakness while he continues to wield this power. To which upon Goku now being shown attempting to kick Takira, that was when from out of nowhere instantaneously Takira had now gone as far as to use his instincts and ducking on under, as Whis went on to then continue, oh, Takira's very cunning, Goku. He's extremely deceptive, incredibly elusive, dangerously powerful, and very perceptive. Well, as long as you are careful and try to finish this quickly, then you shouldn't lose, as Yoshido then went on to respond, whoa, now this is going to be a close one, and to think that I'd be even saying such a thing with Takira of all individuals currently in battle, it only goes as far as to show how impressive this Angel Saiyan was from the moment he went along to prove us wrong. To which upon that very moment, as soon as Angel Goku was now shown spinning around, that was when Angel Goku went on to then shout, you're wide open, with Takira then responding, then try and exploit what you see if you have the means to try and break through my defenses anyways. In which, surprisingly enough, that was exactly what Takira was now shown doing by blocking off Goku's kick, as Akuma then went on to respond, yes, very good, now Takira is starting to lure the mortal in. Yes, he must have seen something that had caught his attention, in which upon Takira now once again being shown blowing Goku away, it was only just as Goku was then shown having to land on one of the floating platforms where Takira then went on to continue, your power may be immense compared to before, but it is not invincible. I have identified a potential weakness, and if what I suspect is to be true, then you should do everything within your power to try to win this battle against me now before it is too late, with Goku then responding, no chance, Takira, because it sounds to me like you're starting to get a little nervous since you aren't winning here as easily as you thought you would. But if that's the case, then why don't we ramp things up a notch or two and see how skilled you really are when up against these, Takira. And it's been a while since I had the chance to use these in a fight, but I couldn't think of a more fitting time to use them. Now, go, Destructo Disc, as Budo then went on to chime in, God, just watching this Saiyan still continue to fight is making my blood boil on over because he shouldn't have gotten this far to begin with. Energy forged for the purpose of cutting its enemy down is both a sign of brilliance and desperation, Takira went on to avoid Goku's Destructo Disc by responding. And since you are now trying to bank on either immobilizing me by cutting me down or using these as a way to cut through the platform that I am standing on, whichever one it is, Goku, I can assure you that they will both fail, and I want you to watch and pay very close attention as to why I say they will fall short as I show you. In which, shockingly enough, the moment Takira was from there shown freezing one of Goku's Destructo Discs, and from that point being shown punching right through it, was when Yoshido then went on to chime in, oh, look there, he froze the Saiyan's energy cutting attack in place. So that's interesting, because I don't remember Takira being able to manipulate his opponent's energy attacks. Well, to be fair, the Grand Priest went on to then respond, I did go as far as to teach him this long after I was done training the four of you once upon a time ago, so at least he was able to remember this little technique that I helped teach him and apply when it most definitely mattered. Yeah, this guy is a whole lot better than I originally thought he'd be, Goku then went on to say to himself, and seeing him just stop my attacks and freeze them in place from out of nowhere only means that I'll have to try even harder if I hope to knock this guy off somehow, cause it won't be easy to do. As try again now Goku did, because upon Goku now being shown having to unleash more Destructo Discs and throwing them directly towards Takira was when Takira then went on to respond, and there's that flicker that I noticed from before. Either he knows that something is about to happen to that form of his, or he's doing this on purpose to try and throw me off. He assumes that these discs are going to weaken me. So either that, or he knows that his time is limited, and if his time is limited, then his momentum is limited too, in which upon Takira being shown now having to cut through one of Goku's Destructo Discs with his tail, not only was Takira now being shown continuing to counter Goku's attacks, but it was only just as he was now shown having to do so where he then went on to continue, tell me Saiyan, is this magnificent power that you've channeled beginning to escape you? Is that why you are attempting to distract me by using these cheap energy discs of yours? Or are you simply at the height of your power but outclassed when it comes to sheer experience? Maybe it's just me, but perhaps I am right to believe that I am starting to slowly notice a gradual decline in your strength, Takira continues. Either way, my vast array of experience and skills will be what overcomes the nature of your angelic force. To which once again, the moment Takira was now shown once again dashing towards Goku, that was when Yoshido went on to comment, wait a second, is that true? But I don't see the Saiyan showing any signs of slowing down or losing power if he's fighting on par with Takira. So what does Takira see that we don't? With the Grand Priest responding, perhaps there is a reason on why Takira believes what he believes while in battle against Goku, but it was like I said, we will wait and see what the outcome between them will both turn out to be as this continues. Well, I must ask, do you believe that there is some truth behind what Takira sees coming from Son Goku? Grand Minister Whis went on to then ask. Yes, there is, the Grand Priest then went on to shockingly respond, one which favors him and one that does not. And what I mean by this is that the only reason on why Goku, at least thus far, was shown being able to hold this power and use it seemingly perfectly was due to the preconditioned circumstances of having him already be exposed to Ultra Instinct before. So his body is naturally used to it, with Akuma then asking, so what you're saying is that he still has vulnerabilities? With the Grand Priest responding, well, yes and no. Vulnerabilities which he certainly isn't quite used to yet, but that could either make or break his momentum the longer this continues. To which back on down on the battlefield, as soon as Goku is now shown getting ready to strike Takira, upon Takira being shown missing one of his punches, was when Goku then went on to respond, you should have kept your distance when you did, because now I see my opening. In which indeed Goku now has, because upon Goku now being shown going on the offensive was when Akuma then went on to respond, so then it's a gamble between them, but I still don't see a scenario happening where the Saiyan outlasts Takira. Takira's known for his unique set of skills along with his incredible conditioning, so my money is on Takira wearing the mortal down in the long run. But at what cost is the question, Whis then went on to quickly respond. For that, we will watch and see what comes from this, which I can only hope favors my students when this is all over. In which back down below, as soon as Goku was now shown being on the offensive and attacking Takira, that was when Goku then went on to respond, and if I haven't turned you into a believer yet, Takira, then sooner or later I will bring you into the light and show you the ways of my true power. And I never expected for this fight to be easy, even after reaching this level of power, but I can only promise you that you will get exactly the fight that you've been looking for from us mortals. Girl, I don't like this. Not one bit. Akuma then went on to chime back in, and it boils my blood just sitting here and watching it all unfold before our eyes. Are you starting to see the issue now? Budo then went on to angrily question. We were too easy on him. We allowed for this to happen. Well, to his credit, which I hate to admit, Akuma then went on to respond, but the Saiyan's doing good. Very good, in fact. So what do you all think? Because it looks like the Saiyan is taking more of a ring-out approach rather than any other, with Budo responding, oh, well, it's obvious that this is what he's trying to do, but there's no shot in hell that he's actually going to be able to pull it off. In which moments right after Goku was from that point shown knocking Takira back down, with Takira being shown firing multiple energy blasts back up at Goku, was when Goku then went on to respond, what a truly remarkable power. I can see everything coming almost as though it were moving in slow motion. I knew he would resort to knocking my blasts away, but it's his defense that remains difficult to break through, with his Ultra Instinct as his main source of offense. Unless he also knows. As Yoshido then went on to shout, watch it, Saiyan! Try not to smack one of those energy beams towards our direction, or you'll be hearing from my, what was it that these mortal creatures say? Lawyers or something, right? Oh, whatever. You get my point, so watch where you're aiming. As it had only now appeared as though upon Goku being shown grabbing onto one of Takira's energy blasts that something was beginning to change, as Goku then went on to respond, what incredibly dense energy, but why am I starting to feel a little different? As even Whis went on to chime in, hold on a second, Grand Minister. Are you seeing what I'm seeing too? With the Grand Priest responding, I figured this would happen, but I wasn't expecting for it to come now, but was rather expecting for this to be the case later. Well, this was unexpected, though predictable since he isn't an angel by blood, which upon even Takira now being shown having to see this for himself, that was when Takira had now gone as far as to dash towards Goku's direction by then shouting, so I was right, because there it is. There's my chance to silence him once and for all. Oh no, Whis then went on to quickly shout, his angelic power, it's completely fading. Now you are finished, Goku. This is the end for you and the conclusion of our battle. In which, shockingly enough, with this now having to be the case as Goku was shown dropping out of his angel form, that was when Akuma then went on to also shout, that halo's completely gone. He's back to what he was before, Takira. Alright, Primal Goku then went on to quickly say to himself, then I guess it's either now or I'm finished for good. Oh, wait! Whoa! Easy now, Primal Goku went on to stick his hands out by shouting. Now just hold on a second, because I want to use one of my lifelines, as even Yoshido went on to put this into question by then shouting, wait, he what? Really? Now? You're choosing to use one of your last two remaining lifeline perks that you have, Takira went on to question? So you're aware that you are no longer wielding that angel form anymore, aren't you? Yeah, I kinda started to notice that my body still needs to get properly adjusted to using a power like that, which is kinda like what happened against Universe 11's Jiren when I first discovered and unlocked the mastered variation of Ultra Instinct, only I think it's more of a stamina issue now. But I'll just need a little more time before I could fully use that power without dropping out of it, just like I did when I first used the early versions of Ultra Instinct, but since it's not really something that I'm fully used to yet, I figured that I'd use up whatever lifeline perks that I have before I go back into using that transformation and power again, with Takira responding, then it was your lack of experience with such levels of power. So in response, you pushed your body into overusing this power, which has now resulted in you having to now enter into a cooldown period, isn't that right? You overexerted yourself, then time is what you need in order for you to go back into that realm of power, don't you? Then what is it that you propose, because I am no longer looking to offer you a second chance like I did before? Well, when you put it that way, then yeah, that was exactly what had just happened, but once I'm fully able to get better adjusted to that kind of power, then I'm more than likely sure that I won't be dropping out like this again, and that's a fact. Which, speaking of, since I'm all out of options here, and since I I know that I can't really beat you by simply using my Primal Ultra Instinct form, then I think it's time that I called for some help. Hey, Grand Minister, Goku then went on to shout, I would like to use one of the last 2 lifeline perks that I have, and I would like to call for a partner of my choice in order to help me fight against Takira. And since I'm not exactly sure on how long this cooldown period for my body is going to last before I'm able to jump back into using that kind of angelic power, then I hereby want to select a partner, with the Grand Priest responding, well, this is certainly a surprise, but very well then, Goku. Who would you like to call for that will help aid you in battle against the second mightiest? As Goku from there went on to point on up by then responding, well, the individual that I choose to help me fight against Takira is you, Grand Minister. And everyone was shocked as Whis then went on to respond, hold on, did I just hear that right? Did he really just choose you to help fight with him? Well, I seconded that, the Grand Priest responds, as even I can't believe what I just heard, but yes, he's actually serious. Wait, but can that even be done? Whis went on to ask, is that within the rules or is that acceptable? What? But he just can't go and do that, Yoshido then went on to shout. He can't be serious, Akuma quickly responds, but he is. Just look at his face. He really is, Yoshido continues. He can't be serious on choosing the Grand Priest as his partner in this battle. Now, is he? Takira questions. Is that even allowed? There must be some kind of explanation within the rules that prevents the mortal from choosing the first ranking strongest as his ally in this battle. Well, as flattered as I am to see you choose me of all warriors to aid you in this battle, the Grand Priest went on to respond, I'm afraid your request cannot be fulfilled as the rules set in place of this tournament prohibit such actions. As your direct competitor in this tournament, those who oppose you in battle cannot be selected to reverse the purpose of why they are there in the first place, Son Goku. And this, my friend, also happens to apply to Whis as well. Since you are directly training under him as his student, the law of the angels dictate that all angel attendees must remain neutral and refrain from combat unless given direct permission by me. And since Whis had already helped you train, he and myself cannot be selected, but you are free to choose again as long as the party that you call forth also agrees on the terms and conditions of helping you. As Goku then went on to respond, well, that really sucks. Oh, now let's see. Who can I choose to call here to help me that would have just the right attitude and mindset for combat? Let's see. Someone who is very aggressive and extremely strong. Oh, so many choices. Well, whoever I choose might not be anywhere near Takira's level of power, but I need to choose someone who I know would keep fighting even when the chips are down. Hey, wait! I think I got the perfect one in mind. I finally got it, Goku then went on to shout. I know who I'll be choosing now, Grand Minister, so I'm ready to call them here. And so the warrior I choose to help me fight Takira is none other than Universe 7's God of Destruction, Lord Beerus. Girl, what's that saying doing? Akuma then went on to quickly ask. Now he's calling for destroyers to try and help him fight Takira, with Yoshido responding, Lord Beerus, that's the scrawny little purple one, right? Not the fat one, I take it. Well, this ought to be good. I haven't seen that little angry destroyer in over 1,000,000 years, with Whis having to chime in, Lord Beerus, well, now this ought to be a very interesting and unexpected little reunion of sorts, with the Grand Priest chiming in, well, a very good choice, Son Goku, but just remember, as long as those whom you call forward accept the fight at your side, then they will be given the freedom to fight alongside you until the very end of the